North American Warhorse Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships, is on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome inside Lakeland Stadium. We're in Chapman Lake, Lackawanna County. Tonight, it's a Lackawanna Football Conference crossover matchup between Friday Night Rivals team number 5, Riverside, and the undefeated Lakeland Chiefs. A pleasant good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide, and what a beautiful night for high school football here in the late summer of 2024. Joining us on the sideline tonight from the Fox 56 News First at 10 will be Alicia Hercules, and in the booth with me, former Tunkhannock area coach Jan Secek. And Jan, both these teams come in undefeated, but if you look at the schedule, the first two games, we don't want to say easy opponents, but they got by them pretty easily. Something to prove tonight for each team?
Absolutely. And talking to Coach Powarchek before the game, he said he really felt, and Bob, that was the quote, we have to prove ourselves tonight. We're young. We still don't know how to practice. We're learning how to win, but we just have to really prove it against a good team. And Riverside is a very well-balanced team offensively and defensively.
Absolutely. The Vikings with 2 big wins coming in. They like to run that high-powered spread offense, but the running game's been pretty effective in the first 2 games for the Vikings, and that's been our figure law firm spotlight player, usually a tight end, but it's Richie Kostoff.
Richie Kostoff, tight end. He's 6 foot, 220 pounds, folks. He's a lot of young man in there. He's also their middle linebacker, and they're moving him to running back this week, which is really going to help them with their offensive goals in terms of the run game.
You mentioned the Chiefs last year, a rare 1-9 team, a very young Chiefs team this season as well, but very talented. They have a great quarterback. We'll see a lot of passing from them, and that means our other figure law spotlight player, Chase Rosencrantz, might have a big game.
Chase Rosencrantz, 6'2", 160 pounds. He's got over 400 yards of offense already. He's got 3 touchdowns, and he's a phenomenal golfer. I was talking to Coach P about him earlier, and he's ranked number 4 in the Philadelphia Pro Amateur right now, and he's got all his matches in for the school prior to the start of the season, so there's no conflict. He's already qualified for districts, and he's a heck of an athlete, and you'll see that tonight.
But he's playing football tonight, right?
Yes.
He's got the pass. Good, okay. So let's now check in with the Penn College keys to the game first for Riverside, Coach.
Oh, for Riverside, we have Coach Armstrong. He really wants to be able to get that offense going, and he wants to utilize a bunch of diversified backs back there, and he also wants to try defensively to contain number 7, the quarterback for the Chiefs, who is a phenomenal dynamite runner. And then for Lakeland, Coach P wants to be able to sustain offensive drives to keep them off Riverside off the field. landscape business, that makes it tough.
That is a problem. Well, his team,
he's ready to roll.
His team won the toss. They deferred, so we'll see those special uniforms on offense tonight from the Lakeland Chiefs, who lost, as I mentioned in pregame, this game last year 46-0, and that weighed on the minds all week when I came up here to talk to the Chiefs this week about that loss, and they have a bad taste in their mouth. They want to reverse that. They're a better team, but they're still young, as we mentioned. A lot of sophomores and freshmen playing, just 6 seniors on the team. So we are all set here at Chapman Lake. Blue skies in the air. The sun is setting, and we are all ready to go for high school football on Friday Night Rivals. Week number 3 is about to get underway as Santiago D'Amico kicks things off. Goes just short of the goal line, and it's taken up quickly by Pocius, and that's where we'll see the Lakeland offense. Junior David Danowitz, a 3-year starter, will be underneath center. He's improved. He's gotten better. And in the offseason, he did a lot of things to get better, too.
He really did. And talking to Coach Boarchek before the game, they went to a lot of team camps, and he really worked with Jim Cantafio down there to really work on his timing and his reads. And he's really done a nice job this year where he's only had 4 touchdowns and 1 interception.
So they come out on the spread offense. Then it will be in the shotgun on first down from the 15. Little wide open pass to Caden Kuzo. Kuzo is up for a first down brought to you by NEPA Builders, and it's a gain of about 15.
That's one way to get some great yardage, get yourself out of it. You're deep in your own side of the field. And the thing is with this offense, all these high school teams now are running these offenses, these high-powered offenses, and you can't get to the quarterback to get a hit on them. So you can put pressure, but you're not going to get those hits on them.
Averaging 30 points per game, Lakeland in their first 2 wins. And the ball's on the grass. It came out from Kuzo, and it looks like a blue jersey has recovered it for about a 2-yard gain.
That's number 56 out there that got that recovery. For the Chiefs, that was key. And you'll see on this instant replay, thank you, Ernie, beautiful. He comes in there, he puts the ball out there, and they just strip it out, and you see good heads-up play. You always want your team pursuing to the ball because in case something like that happens, you're there to help.
Quinn Puzalowski, number 55, caused the fumble. This team averaging 30 points per game, as I mentioned. They beat Carbondale 40-18, and last week beat Holy Cross 21-3.
And we said in our pregame, Bob, that we were really looking for an improvement this week. Coach Boarchek said, the first 2 weeks, we talked about maybe not so challenging, and they came out flat last week against Holy Cross.
We'll take a look at the referees in a moment, but Jim Miller doing double duty tonight. He was down at Scranton Veterans Memorial Stadium for the Hazleton win over West Scranton before this. Nanowitz back as a receiver and in and out of the hands of the sophomore Chase Rosenkrantz. Let's take a look at the offense right now. Brought to you by North American Warhorse. Nanowitz and Kuzo will be in the backfield. Receivers, Rosenkrantz, we talked about him. McFarland, an excellent freshman.
Yes.
We'll talk more about him. Palempa and Miller round out the 4. And up front, boy, there's just a couple seniors in there, Coach, but they're young, but they're pretty big.
They are. They average 241 pounds across the board. We have a sophomore, 2 juniors, and 2 seniors in there.
4-man rush. Here comes Puzalowski. Nanowitz looking down the middle to his favorite target, Rosenkrantz, but it's intercepted. Picked off by J.J. Rogers. And he returns it up to midfield in the first turnover of the night. Interception for Nanowitz goes right into the hands of J.J. Rogers, his 3rd interception of the season.
Wow, they have 1 in each game so far. That's a pretty good average here. But again, Nanowitz just under pressure, under duress. He steps up, and you see, look, he was really trying. He could have run the ball, but he's really looking downfield. That's what he worked on in the offseason. Just overshot Rosenkrantz, and a great pickoff. Nice job there by number 3, J.J. Rogers.
And Nanowitz and Rosenkrantz have a great connection. Chase said that they've been playing since they've been in midget football. So they're kind of have this symbiotic thing. So he always goes to him. But Rogers was right there, just a little bit overthrown. So Chase Stadino will take a look at him in a second. But the handoff goes to Kostoff, our spotlight player.
Well, we knew that this was going to be a big
Here's Chase Tidanio, 5'11 senior. He's been around a few years coach as well, and he's injured last year. Half a season, but still put up a lot of yards.
Tidanio, I mean, he's a competitor. That's what Coach Armstrong said. He just wants to get out there. He's got that fire to get this Viking offense going. The season's still early, and he's just going to keep getting better.
So Kostov, usually a tight end. He's been playing all year as a running back. He stays in the block. Tidanio going to go long. Down the sidelines and well overthrows. And welcome back Braden Rose to the team, number 23, and it goes incomplete.
That was a beautifully thrown ball. Just overshot his receiver. Had plenty of time. You see Kostov in there, step up. He got bounced back. Look at the trajectory on that ball. He laid it out there downfield. And we know Braden Rose, Coach Armstrong said, watch out. He's going to be a player to watch.
He absolutely is. So Riverside beat Dunmore week 1. 16-3 beat Hanover area last week, 62-13. Tidanio runs it, but Lakeland is right there. Nice job in the middle.
Number 8 there, that was Dylan Loomis, a freshman, folks, a linebacker, 6'1", 190 pounds. Did a beautiful job reading that and then stuffing that run. You see the pull by number 75 there. Nice job. That's big Tavian Branch, 6'5", 285-pound junior.
So the Vikings now into punt. D'Amico has a strong leg, averages 34. Rosencrantz back deep. Nice high kick. Rosencrantz back to about his 6. He'll field it, and he's immediately taken down deep by J.J. Rogers, and Lakeland is back in near their own end zone at the 6. So, take a look at the Riverside defense now, which is giving up just 16 points per game. Dupree, Branch, Hosworth, and Connell Murray. The linebackers, a lot of experience. Puzalowski, Kostov, and Scott Holt. And the secondary, a senior in there is J.J. Rogers. He has the interception. Bohonic, Jackson, and Barnett round out your secondary for this Riverside team that comes in, giving up about 255 yards per game, but through the air, just 81 in those 2 games. So it's going to be a tough night if they play good defense tonight against Lakeland. Anywoods back. Here's the little screen to Rosencrantz. Has room and makes a nice move. He gained about 3.
That's a tough 3 yards. But again, really quick pressure coming from the defense. He gets the ball away quickly. It's just that screen pass outside. Nice job. And again, what makes that difficult is that if you're a receiver stalk blocking, as soon as the defender turns, you've got to stop or else they're going to call block in the back.
Coach Poarchik, I think, going into the playbook a little bit deeper, now that this team's a little bit older this week, putting some new plays they haven't run in years. So that, I think, shows the confidence he has in these guys. Kuzo falls forward, loses the ball again, but he was down. He's going to be short of the first down by about 3 yards.
Well, Caden Kuzo, the 5'10", 195-pound junior here on the RPO, the run-pass option, does a nice job. Again, the ground can't cause a fumble, but he's just got to do a little bit better job with that ball security. You can see the play right now coming in, Coach Poarchik with the play sheet. He's got his backup quarterback right there signaling in.
2022 District 2 AA champs were the Chiefs. Anowitz running a little bit more, tripped up by Rogers, but he falls forward for an NEPA Builders first down.
Well, when you're 6'2", you fall down. That's 2 yards right there, folks. But he did a nice job. The offensive line did a nice job taking care of the right at the line of scrimmage, and he was able to get that key first down to keep this drive alive.
Nanowitz, a super athlete, played lacrosse, baseball growing up along with football. Unfortunately, he plays baseball. He's a real good baseball player. He wants to go play college football somewhere, so he's developing and getting a lot smarter as he grows. Rosencrantz on a screen and has the sidelines. Rosencrantz, the golfer, takes out his 5-wood, and he gains about 40 yards.
They just go with that quick screen to the outside. We've seen that every week. We've been seeing this more and more. This is just the go-to play right now. You get it out one-on-one, and you're counting on your wide receiver to have great mobility, which you just saw, and to be able to elude those defenders.
That might have been a sand wedge. I misspoke. Sandwiched, about 25-yard gain for Rosenkrantz. Out to Kuzo, and he sheds one block, make it two. He still is on his feet. Kuzo up inside Vikings territory, gain of 8. So this Lakeland Chiefs team feeling this offense, which they didn't last year. They didn't even score. Riverside is going to take a quick timeout. 6:24 remaining in this first quarter, and already all the play and all the momentum seems to be on the side of the Chiefs. So Lakeland putting up about 284 yards per game. They have 9 starters back on the offensive side of the ball. And Coach Belarczyk, 33-19 over the last 5 years. And last year, just an anomaly. Young team.
A really young team, and he's got them all back. And again, on his offense, there's 1, 2, 3 seniors. That's it. So when you think about this, ladies and gentlemen, he's building for the future, and he's got these talented kids that are just going to keep producing.
Harry Armstrong calls timeout. Did he see something he needs to change, or what do you think he's talking to his defense about?
Calm down, play your gap responsibility, and do a better job tackling. That last play to Kuazo was, he was just the back out. That means the receivers downfield were taken care of. The linebacker just has to scrape and start to cover him now.
So Lakeland leads the series overall, 31 wins in this, 17 losses. There was 1 tie between these two teams. 2 of the top AA teams in District 2, and we have some movement and another flag.
Dead ball, false start. Number 5 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, replay second down. The clock will start on the snap.
There is Mr. James Miller, fresh off another game down the road, and there's the rest of his crew tonight from District 2 and the Lackawanna Football Conference.
Well, they tried hard counting, and it kind of just backfired a little bit. You just saw that he just flinched. Number 23 just flinched on the outside right in front of the sideline judge.
So the Chiefs from about midfield. Fake to the inside, go back out, and the receiver fell down. Trying to get out there was Cody Miller, and either got pushed down or fell down, and it goes incomplete.
Cody Miller's 6 foot, 195 pounds. They were looking for him. He got actually mixed up, believe it or not, with the running back coming out, trying to block the end. And we're seeing Nanowitz go through his progressions. Now they're in their quads formation.
Well, that's going to go against Lakeland. Back them up 5, and they went out to the diamond formation out here.
Replay third.
Near us. So I don't know if they couldn't hear the count or lost track of the count, but that will bring up 3rd down and long now for Lakeland. And this drive is stalled after a couple of nice plays. Another timeout call. This one by the Chiefs.
Right now, there's a little frustration from Coach P, saying, guys, what are you doing? Come on, we're stopping ourselves. They're not stopping us. We're a better team than this. We've got to stop these mistakes, the mental errors.
This timeout brought to you by the Pennsylvania American National Guard. So there was one game today, as we mentioned.
Yes.
Hazleton beat West Scranton already. Coach, right? 13-3.
13-3 was the final score there.
Yeah, so West is 0-3 on the year, I believe.
And Lackawanna trails 7, Berwick 0.
So a couple of scores coming in early on. Next week will be just down the road, in fact, at Valley View, as the Advocate Heights Comets come to town. Try to get you some more scores as they become available throughout the night. So after the timeout ball of the Chiefs, let's see what they go through. And it is another screen, and it goes back. It is not a lateral. Fell short, but Tavion Branch right in the face of David Nanowitz. And it's the first time we mentioned Tavion Branch, and why not? Multiple offers from all over the country for Division I offensive lineman, defensive lineman. This time He just got too close to Nanowitz.
Yeah, they were just trying to do the slip screen in there. And also, number 64, Graydon Dupree, 6'2", 245-pound junior, playing defensive end for Riverside, put a lot of pressure on also.
Ryan Bianchi does the kicking. It's a high, short kick, end over end. A fair catch by Rogers, and it goes down at the 33. Time now to take a look at the offense from Riverside. As I mentioned, averaging 39 points per game. 5 starters back on this team. Tadano and Kostoff, we talked about them a lot. The receivers, Rogers, Grande, Jackson, and Jackson. There's Max Jackson and Jarrett Jackson.
Yeah.
So that's this is the offensive line. 2 seniors on that left side, and of course Tavion Branch with multiple D1 offers on the right side.
And they average 237 pounds across the board. And Tavion Branch, like I said, 6'5", 285. That's why he's getting these looks, folks. He's also a very good player.
And athletic. So here comes the offense. Tadonio going to air one out. Down for Rose again. Rose in and out of his hands. The coverage by Gavin Roberts. And if Rose caught that in stride, he'd be in for a score.
There was good coverage, a little bit of pushing action. Yeah, I mean, but that's football. I mean, you're going to get that, and they just couldn't handle that ball. That was a great play.
Rose had a step or two on him.
He did. There was a little bit of separation, and I think he was just like, you see him there, he's like, dang, I should do better.
I know Harry Armstrong, they did a nice job rushing the ball this year, 196 per game, but he wants to get this passing game going. And he goes to the air again. This is a little out to Rogers, and Rogers has open space. Rogers to the cross the field. J.J. Rogers is in for a touchdown. North American Warhorse touchdown for the Vikings on the screen pass.
Wow, J.J. Rogers.
like, what is he trying to do?
Well,
Make another tackle.
yeah, number 62, Charlie McCalla, 5'9", 190-pound junior right guard, pulls on this. You see him in there, and he just missed him. He's got to learn to pull up, not go out wide. You're not going wide to kick out the end. You got to pull up and get that linebacker.
Yeah, they haven't been able to stop Kostoff, who came in with 8 total tackles on the season so far, a sack and a TFL. He's got a few tackles here tonight, solo too. So we're still in the first quarter. Go back to Kuzo, and this time off the right side, and guess who's there? Kostoff is there, and also number 1, the shy Scott Holt.
That's, the Viking defense is playing very physical right now. You'll see Kostoff comes in right there, and number 1 had him by the feet, and then Kostoff just came in and took the care of the rest of them.
So this is where Lakeland doesn't want to be, in 3rd and long.
They wanted to control the ball,
yeah,
to keep it away from Riverside, but not when you're 3rd and long.
So 2 straight Kuzo runs just gained 1 yard. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. 4-man rush. Nanowitz under pressure, and down he goes. Puzalowski is in there, I believe, for the sack.
Yes, number 55. And what they did, they went to a 3-man front that time. They went to a 3-4 defense instead of their 4-3, and I think that confused those young offensive linemen.
Loss of 6. It's the first sack for number 55, and here comes the punt team again. Bianchi in. Riverside having trouble getting guys in and out, and they may have too many guys on the field. I don't see a flag, though. High again, off the bat snap. Someone's got to touch it if you're Lakeland. And let's take a look at the Lakeland starting defense one more time, or I should say first time tonight. North American Warhorse is the sponsor. It's Cody Miller, Kilmer, Loomis, and Nanowitz. Linebackers tested, Loomis, Shamola, and another Spatero, Rocco, freshman. And then this is where the secondary will be tested tonight. Rosencrantz, Roberts, Kuzo, and Paklemba.
And again, they're young. They're just Coach Barczyk really is just like he's so thankful that he's got this youth. But sometimes the growing pains can be really tough. And this year they've got their success. They doubled their wins from last year already, but they know they can play better football.
I think it was evident right there on the punt how young they are. The ball started going opposite way for the Riverside way, and no one touched it.
Correct. Yes.
That's a young, inexperienced team, it seems to me. So Tadano, they want to go long again, down the sideline to Rogers, and he pulls it in. What a great catch from J.J. Rogers, the senior, and Harry Armstrong is airing it out here tonight. And it's an NEPA Builders first down.
And again, he's just picking on both cornerbacks. It's not like this was a size differential. This is just a well-placed ball. The receiver just had one half stride on him. And again, Jaden Palumka did a nice job there. He split him, but it's great concentration.
54-yard gain. Kostoff is met right at the line of scrimmage. May have lost one. I should say Tadonio is. Maybe a half yard at best.
Great job by the defensive line there of Kilmer and Loomis to plug up that inside. And then you had Manowitz coming in from his defensive end position to help out.
So now Lakeland defense needs to step up. Hold this team to a field goal opportunity at best. They don't want to go down 14-0. So inside the Blaze Alexander red zone are the Vikings. First time tonight for them. Tadonio on the read, powers his way, and it is a North American Warhorse touchdown. The lines are confusing because they see the soccer lines, but he was in, and that's why everybody kind of stood around, and it goes for a 7-yard gain.
And Lakeland on that went to their 3-4 defense, and they just, right there, you just saw they didn't take him down. He just kept his legs going, chased Tadonio. Nice job, heads up, gets in there for that second touchdown.
So Giamico on for the PAT. And the kick is good, 1:21 left. 14-0 Riverside on 2 long passes that have really helped this team. One was a touchdown off a screen, and the other one, number 2 to number 3, 54-yard gain, and then the quarterback does the last part himself, and now Lakeland needs to get on the board here, and we're just in the first quarter. They do not want to fall behind against this Riverside team.
And again, here's the long pass again. You'll see this nice job by Tadano is rolling out, and he just chucks that ball out there. I mean, and great coverage though, Bob. That's just, and here's the touchdown. Like he had him, and the guys didn't bring him down, and the whistle didn't blow.
That was the one before that.
That was the one before. Excuse
Here
me,
it
folks.
is.
There it is. And right there, it's like.
Yeah, because the line is.
They've yellow lines, white lines, yeah.
They got all confused. Did the Chiefs down 14-0 now in this one? Their offense has shown some positive play so far, but then a couple mistakes have cost them.
And that's the growing pains we speak of in terms of a young team. They can't just – they have to have a short-term memory, but they can't because they're like, oh, no, coach is mad at me because I didn't do well. And they've got to let that go so they can be more productive.
So D'Amico has it teed up. Sotero back with Pocious to receive this kick. Strong leg will go right into the end zone, so it will be a touchback, and Andowitz comes back out onto the field with his team trailing now by 2 touchdowns.
And it's the first time this year that they've been down and trailing. Now they just have to start putting together a drive. Just get the first down and just keep those first downs coming. They'll be taking up yardage. They'll get better real estate. Right now, I mean, their field position has not been to their advantage.
Well, they need to get the running game going, I think. They tried Kuzo a couple times, but Kosov has been there, a one-man wrecking crew. So you think somehow they need to find a running game?
Well, again, because if you can cover their receivers, which Riverside's defense has done really well, other than the slip screens, you know, they've got,
believe Harry will say kick it again. I think I could get better field position. Does he?
We have an illegal formation on the kicking team. Riverside elects to take the 5-yard penalty and re-kick. We'll replay 4th down.
Smart call. I like that.
So they'll re-kick it to get better field position. So the ball is backed up inside the 15-yard line. Just right at the 15, I should say. As Bianchi, again, wants to try to get this past the 50 if he can, or give the Riverside Vikings good field position.
Well, I mean, that's what you're hoping for. Coach Armstrong was hoping for a bad snap.
That was a good kick, but is returnable. It's taken it inside Chiefs territory by Rogers. Good special teams play by the Chiefs. They can take him down, about a yard gain on the punt and return. But Riverside has the ball at Lakeland's 45-yard line.
That was great position by Luke McFarland as the gunner coming down and making a solid tackle to stop that from him from getting better field position. You see Coach Armstrong there has his offense ready to roll. I think he's probably dialing up. Let's go downtown again. I know Coach Armstrong, he likes to keep the foot on the gas and keeps things going.
Riverside will host Lake Lehman next week from the Wyoming Valley Conference. So Tadonio, a couple touchdown passes, a touchdown run, and it's almost picked off. Rose out of the air, pulls it down somehow, but I'm not sure how Paglempa didn't pick that off, and it would have been a pick 6. But Rose gains 4 on that.
Wow. Holy smokes, right there. He did a great job timing that ball. And again, Rose comes up with that and gains 4 yards. Wow.
Rose didn't see action in the first 2 games, but he's been calling his number a lot tonight, number 23.
Coach Armstrong said they were going to do that, and they're going to mix him in more and more because he's quite an athlete.
He is quite a basketball player, along with his brother Jerry. Riverside should have a good basketball team this year as Kostow puts his head down, and he gets near the 40.
Nice job by the Riverside offensive line, pushing people out of the way. Again, they didn't account for number 8, the linebacker there. That's Dylan Loomis, and he does a nice job. Again, a freshman. When you have this many freshmen and sophomores playing, there's going to be bound to make mistakes, but these kids are pretty darn tough. I'll tell you what, stepping up and playing a varsity game.
They do have size. They have the size, though. Do they have the experience yet? That's the question mark for Coach Pawarchik. Big 3rd down here for both teams. To Donio. Here comes the rush, trying to set up a little screen to do. Kostoff out there, gets a block. He's got an NEPA Builders 1st down and more, and he's going to go in for a North American Warhorse touchdown of 41 yards for Richie Kostoff.
And I got to give props to the left tackle, number 56, Sanique Connell Murray, 6'4", 220-pound senior. Key block that turned that outside into a touchdown. You'll see this, folks, right into your screen when he throws the ball. Watch this block right there. Does a nice job keeping him off, and there was nothing but end zone there for him. Richie Kostoff, his 2nd touchdown of the year.
So this one is starting to get out of hand in the 2nd quarter. Very. they're talented enough. They just got to keep focused and say, one play at a time.
It really does come down to the one play at a time, and their confidence is going to be shaken right now. And Coach B and the rest of his staff, they're going to be talking the kids up, saying, look, we talk about adversity all the time. How are you going to respond? And right now, all they have to do is just string together a series of first downs, keep the ball out of Riverside's hand, which is what one of Coach's keys to the game was, to do that. But when you have a talented offense like with the Riverside Vikings and they strike on one play or two plays, big yardage, that just shows the inexperience that these young men have.
Kick to Spatero. Tries to get some blocks, and he does. Couple moves made, and is finally taken down past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Well, Rocco Spatero does a nice job right there with the return. That's the kind of thing that gets the team going. A little bit of spark right here. Their heads are down. They know they're down, but they need something. They're looking for someone to do something. And this is a great job. Look at this return. 2 missed tackles, 3 missed tackles, and then number 17 comes in and does wrap them up. That was Tamonte Poteet, the 6 foot, 180-pound senior.
Doesn't get any easier. Lakeland next week, they'll head to the Wyoming area. And Wyoming area now trailing Western Wayne in a great crossover matchup between some top AAA teams. 7-2 is the score.
Looked
Western
like a
Wayne, baseball score, yeah. That's what I was thinking. But that's a big game. And Old Forge losing 21-10 to Mid-Valley.
Well, we know
Another
Mid-Valley's,
crossover. Yeah.
Mid-Valley's really talented this year.
Okay, so let's see what Coach Barczyk has in store for his young team. See if he can get a little drive going before the half and get back into it. They fake, and they'll go back outside. Nowhere to go for Cody Miller. In fact, he'll lose a yard or two on the pass. Puzalowski again out there.
Well, Riverside goes with their 4-3 defense right now. They put a little bit of pressure. You saw number 56 coming in there. That was Sonique Connell-Murray, his defensive end position. No one picked him up. And they just go with that flare pass to the back out at a tight end, and nothing.
Here comes that diamond look again to this near side. 4 receivers in a bunt set. Kozlowski's going to look that way. Who's cutting in? They cut somebody in. Miller has it. Nice route running by Cody Miller, and he'll have an NEPA Builders first down, gain of 13.
It was nice to see the official. They didn't even want to mark it. They knew it was a first down. Very determined. Nice job. That's what they need. Be patient. They gave him time. Nanowitz had time to throw the ball, and his receivers did a great job getting themselves open.
Kostoff makes the play from behind as TBM Branch put on the pressure. Now bunt set far side. You can see it right there. Many plays coming out of that to go to the opposite side and off the hands and goes incomplete, trying to get it to Kalemba, trying to mix them up a little bit.
Well, he's got some talented receivers out there, so it's easy to do that. He's got some size out there with Luke McFarland at 6'2", and then we also talked about the other guy out there, Rosenkrantz, who's 6'1". I mean, they've got the size. They just have to have that ability now and the confidence just to keep going with what they're doing.
Yeah, let's see if they keep going to this near side. Carmelo Barnett, just a sophomore, number 34, on the coverage. Let's see if Coach Barczyk wants to take advantage of the underclassmen. Has time, and then finally can't find anybody. Has some running room. And the big quarterback rumbles, stumbles, and has an NEPA Builders first down inside Viking territory. Gain of 11.
Well, that's what happens. You don't account for the quarterback because he's been really patient trying to go. You see him. He's going through his progressions, and he said, heck with this. I'm just going. And then good things happen when Nanowitz decides to run the ball.
Timeout on the field as you saw Connell Murray put the pressure on there. And we have an injured chief player.
And Riverside was playing a cover 2 that last time on their secondary coverage.
So they're going to check him out. Can't get a number on that over there. 7:57 left in this first half. Lakeland so far being shut out by Riverside their last 2 games. Here's what it looks like right now in the Division II. Holmesdale made our top 10 this week, and they're scoreless with Wallen Paul Pack tonight. That is the Shrine game. We had that last year. And we'll have Holmesdale this week against Western Wayne. We'll be up there. And Mid-Valley, again, winning. Western Wayne winning. So that's a tough division right there and some tough games for those teams.
Those are great. The coaches have done outstanding jobs with their teams that are both 2-0, or 4 teams that are 2-0. And, again, Coach had done more. Boy, he's implementing that. Yeah, Coach McHale's doing a great job there. I mean, just give him time, folks. And same with Coach Minotti at West Minotti. I mean, Jake's a great guy. He's going to turn that program around. Just be patient, folks.
We'll have Dunmore West Scranton later on in the season at Veterans Memorial Stadium. And we'll have that game a little bit later on. I believe the Eagles are playing tonight. We don't want anybody to switch over, though. But so Jan will look a score up, 7:57 left, playing in Brazil. Jan,
kickoff's at 8:15, so we still have a little bit of time.
Jan tonight wore his jersey for our pregame meal. So I hope that's good luck.
I wore my black jersey because that's what they're wearing. Okay, number 80.
Oh, that's McFarland. That's going to be a big loss. Tough. Luke McFarland, a 6'2 freshman who has been a target on a bunch of plays. And he's coming limping off, and that's always tough to see when you're being helped like that.
It looks like it's probably, I'm going to just speculate here. I think it's an ankle.
Let's hope. Let's hope it's not a knee. That's what we hope for. Wish him best of luck. But right now, first down, Lakeland has a couple of first downs inside Viking territory for the second time tonight. So let's see if they can get on the board before the half.
Now Lakeland comes out in their balance set, and Riverside showed cover 2, but now they're going to cover 3.
Rosencrantz is open over the middle. They don't find him, but they go to the outside and making a super catch.
Number 1
over there was number 1, Jackson Pochus, who's replacing McFarland.
And this is what Lakeland needs right now. They're not going for the home run ball. They just want to sustain the ball, get a great drive going, get into the red zone, then punch it in.
Let's see if they see Rosencrantz. He was open over the middle. If Nanowitz could have squeezed it in. But it is another NEPA Builders first down. Lakeland on the move. Nanowitz now sees something. He's going to switch Kuzo over to his right side. And here comes the blitz. They pick it up over the middle. They do find the receiver.
Oh, no.
And was it caught or is it incomplete? It goes incomplete. I don't think he continued to catch. Or are they going to say he's down?
I think it's a matter of control.
Incomplete. Yep.
You see, Nanowitz does a nice job. Look at that. Nice tight spiral in there. Great block by number 23 coming in there. Pokelemba doing a nice job. But again, he just couldn't hold on to the ball. Didn't have the possession.
No, it was a nice pass by Nanowitz, though. So you can see the leadership now by the junior quarterback. But 7 guys up front. Kuzo, he sneaks through. Best run of the night for him. Gain of about 8. 3rd and short now.
And that was set up by number 53, left guard, Noah Schaefer, 5'9", 245-pound senior, pulling, and you'll see him. Here he comes in your screen and does a nice job folding up right onto the linebacker to spring him.
That's what they didn't do in their first couple of plays when we saw Kuzo getting hit. He took out Kostoff that time. Now it's 3rd and short now for Lakeland. You figure this is 2-down territory. As we're under 6:30 to left here in the first half. Quarterback run. He has room, and he's taken out by Kostoff. It's going to be depending on the mark. He is at the line to gain. I believe they'll move the chains. It's an NEPA Builders first down for the Chiefs of Lakeland, who started this drive at their own 26.
There you go. Again, this was quarterback keep all the way. And you saw Charlie McCalla again, the 5'9", 190-pound junior lead blocking. And we saw the official on our sideline just pointing it over his head, first down. There was no question.
4-man rush. Nanowitz back to the outside. Has a receiver. That's his tight end, Cody Miller. Up near the 20.
Good to see Lakeland settle down now. They're starting to play with confidence, and they're doing a great job. Nanowitz hard counted on that one, and the Lakeland Chiefs didn't move. And you see Kostoff there dropping from his linebacker to his hook curl zone to do a nice job of taking them down.
Let's see if the Chiefs can convert this long drive into some points. Surveying goes back over to Kuzo. We have a flag come in as Kuzo still is on his feet. He's taken down inside the 20, but let's see what this is before we... They're not moving the chains, so maybe going against Lakeland, and it is. So just when things are going right, this is when a young team makes mistakes. See what James Miller has to say.
Legal formation on the offense. We're going to take a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot and replay the down.
So not enough guys on the line of scrimmage or something,
yes.
Probably, yeah.
And you'll see it's a shame. He went through his progressions. Again, that's the safety. That's your check valve right there, is your back out. And they had positive yardage with it, but they just didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Well, it wasn't a hold, so just 5 yards, so they have 3 downs now, probably get a first. Still a 4-man rush, it looks like, for the Vikings. Danowitz surveying over the middle. Oh, in and out of the hands, and Kostoff could have picked it off, and then almost pulled in.
I mean, you're only giving up 60 pounds right
That's
there.
it.
I guess that's all, you know.
Still a 4-man rush. Here comes the pressure. Nanowitz escapes. Still looking. Has somebody. Has a receiver wide open. That is Rosenkrantz. Makes a move. And it will be a North American Warhearts touchdown for Lakeland. No flags down. and it goes for 35 yards.
Now, that's what the offense needs to do to get the Chiefs back into this game. Now it's up to the defense. Let's get 3 and out, get the ball back, and we'll have like about 2 minutes to go. Maybe we can make some more points. Nice job. Look at it. That's the patience, and that's what Nanowitz worked on in the offseason. Not just running the ball. He was very patient, stepped up into the pocket, collapsed around him, and throws a nice touchdown strike.
I think that's the development we've seen from the quarterback. He didn't pressure, surveyed down the field, found his favorite receiver, and the connection worked, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's what the Lakeland offense can be if they just have some positive plays. So they score.
Substitution infraction on the defense. The ball will be moved half the distance to the goal line.
So
retry for point, untimed down.
The sophomore golfer has his 4th touchdown of the season. Fernandez hits his 5th touchdown of the year overall.
I thought Coach might be going for 2, but no, he's just going to go 1.
So Bianchi in for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is through. So the 9-play drive of 74 yards goes in, and it's 20-7. Alicia now in the crowd in the Lakeland student section. Alicia.
Bob, I'm here with Luke, who is a senior at Lakeland. Luke, tell me, how are you celebrating Military Appreciation Night tonight?
Well, as you can see, our student section theme is USA. We showed up early here for the ceremony. We got hyped from the beginning. We're still hyped to now. We will keep going all night long.
All right, and tell me, how many games have you been to so far?
I've been to every single game, possibly to Mankind, since my freshman year here at Lakeland.
Awesome, so you seem that you prioritize, cheering your team on. So tell me, speaking of cheering your team on, can you show me a little school spirit action?
Yeah. Hey, let's get on! Yeah!
I just want to know what the kid is eating behind him. There's the blue tongue and
yeah, I see. The water ice. I'm sorry,
water ice. Come on, you Philadelphian. Water ice.
Go Birds.
Or water ice, as you say. Go Birds, right. Go Birds, exactly. Thank you, Alicia. And yeah, nice crowd. They're hyped, and they should be hyped because their team now are on the board for the first time in a couple of years, really, against Riverside. And
yes.
a little momentum swing. Now the defense has got to come through. Special teams have to play good. But still plenty of time for the Vikings to run down the field.
All they need, they've shown us that they quick strike 1 or 2 plays. So they've got to work on their secondary. Lakeland does, saying, look, we're playing man coverage. Maybe try to get a little bit more pressure from our linebackers. Send 1 or 2 of them in there.
There you see Barnett and Rogers set to receive this Bianchi kick and bunch kick. So a lot of Riverside guys come up. And it's kind of a squibber. Goes down towards Rogers, and it goes through the senior's legs. He picks it up at the 1. Plenty of blue jerseys there. They can't get him. Good job by Rogers just to get out of the shadow of his own goal line, Jan, and he brings it up to the 17. That could have been disaster.
It really could have been. And number 24 for the Chiefs did a great job, but just missed on that. And that was Matt Pritchek. Did a great job maintaining his lane, put pressure on, but he's got to learn to just throttle down. We tell him sprint down, and then you got to break down and make the tackle. But
remember, Riverside's in Division 3, not Division 2. It's weird because they're both AA teams in the district, and we'll look at some district standings later on in the game. But Division 3, they're with Old Forge, Susquehanna, Holy Cross, to name a couple.
And
yeah,
they're the cream of the crop with that league right now. With their division. So it's just interesting how the powers to be have set this up. But this is just, again, a great game that's going to be coming up right there.
Whoa,
nice
look
job.
out. Nanowitz reads that. And it's quarterback on quarterback, and that backs him up to the 10. That's a loss of almost 9 yards and a great defensive effort from the junior.
And that's what we were talking about. The offense responded. Now it's the defense's turn, and Nanowitz taking matters into his own hands. And as a quarterback, when you get a chance to hit a quarterback, there's no love lost there.
Well, the last quarterback defensive end I can remember here, pretty good player himself, C.J. Dupree, playing at that place, Alabama.
Crimson
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and he's
starting tight end. Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's one of the final. He's already named as one of the finalists for the tight end of the year.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So that's the last quarterback defensive end I can remember here for Lakeland. And we're going to have a timeout for the Vikings. So Harry Armstrong going to call timeout on the 2nd and long. Yep. 3:05 remaining. We speak of Division III, so let's take a look at the standings. Just like that. Our producer, Steve Phillips, says, I'm on you, Bob. Okay, Old Forge losing to Mid-Valley tonight. Carbondale's in there. Holy Cross. Lackawanna Trail, we have them against Riverside at the end of the year. They're winning tonight in Susquehanna. So that's, the last couple games of the year are going to decide it. Riverside has to play Old Forge and Lackawanna Trail back-to-back.
And I'll tell you, those are two tough teams to get going. We know Old Forge, how physical they are, and we know Lackawanna Trail runs that great wing tee, and they play very physical defense also. And
I was impressed. I know they lost last week, but Holy Cross has some talented young men. They have a lot of kids for playing other sports coming out for the football team, and they have some decent size. They don't have the numbers right there, but, if you look at the stats, you're like, oh, they're not that good. But I'm telling you, they play with a lot of heart and some size. And, again, I think they're going to be good going forward. Just to see them back on the field numbers, I think, is a first step in the right direction.
In the right direction. And Coach has done a wonderful job enduring not having tons of kids, not having talent, not having size, and he's starting to get that.
Well, they have it.
The success is going to start coming Holy Cross's way.
Okay, so after the Harry Armstrong Riverside timeout, Tadanio under pressure, over the middle, finds a receiver, short gain, I believe that's Rogers, and it gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and Rogers is shaken up now.
Again, Manowitz does a nice job putting pressure on there. We got an injured player for Riverside down. I think that's J.J. Rogers.
It is.
And you saw 53 coming in. Nice job, Nick Chamola. He's a senior playing at the defensive tackle spot.
4 total tackles, and Rogers checking his leg. Speaking of Luke McFarland, I should say, has some ice on his knee, so he's done for the night for Lakeland. He was injured a little bit later on. Luke McFarland, a talented freshman. So hopefully he's okay. So Poaches will replace him. So big third down now for the Chiefs.
It really is. You've got them 3rd and long where you want them, but again, we've seen how volatile the offense can be for the Vikings, that they can just do a quick strike.
Let's see, either they're going to blitz or Harry Armstrong going to go deep again. Flag down. This play will count. They didn't whistle it. Tadanio chasing. He throws it out of bounds. And let's see if it's grounding. It is not. Let's see what the flag is first. I'm surprised they didn't stop the play. I believe it's against the Vikings. And again,
the Chiefs are clapping, so
if the play was happening, can you decline it?
Yes.
Because if it's illegal motion, they would have stopped it,
They would have stopped the play right from the get start.
Yeah. Thank you. We know what we're doing, Mr.
Sometimes.
Miller. We think.
We have an illegal shift on the offense. Number 34 and number 5. That penalty will be refused. It's 4th down. Clock will start on the snap.
So Coach Poharchik's team holds on defense after scoring, and now you can feel a little momentum shifting the home team's way.
They need this right now. They have 2:31. There's one. Each team only has one timeout left, but this is going to be critical. And again, you saw the rhythm, the offense the Chiefs got into, which is what they need.
So D'Amico has a strong leg. Rosenkrantz is back, I believe, and he's a threat. He has some speed. He's right near the 50. Kick takes a strong bounce for Riverside, but Lakeland will have good field position at their own 44-yard line. 2:21 remaining in this first half, and it will flag down in the middle of the field. So it looks like this will be after the punt by D'Amico.
I'm not sure, but again, it's probably against Lakeland.
According to Lake, yeah, they're going to go back.
Blindside block. number 62 on Lakeland. We're going to go back 15.
Charlie McCalla, the junior, going to be called for that blindside block. And what was good field position now is going to turn the other way for Lakeland. But they do have the ball, and Riverside will get the second half kick. So you want to put something up on the board if you're the Chiefs before the half. So that goes back 15 yards on that. And back, they'll start this drive now at their own 30.
And that's what we talked about sometimes with the younger kids. You've got to make sure when the defender is in front of you, or in this case, you know, they were the attacking team, you can't hit from behind. And again, the officials are going to be very, very cautious with their flags with that, because they want to make sure the players are not going to get hurt.
Here comes the blitz back out. They get it to Rosencrantz. Short gain, but he gets out of bounds and put it up near the 40, call it 8 yards.
Smartly gets out of bounds, preserve that last time out that they have, and more importantly, stops that clock so they can keep this drive going. Again, now they're kind of almost back to where the original field position was. They're just at the 37-yard line.
But it's second and manageable here. You're close enough to get a first down. Let's see if what side they go on. They're going to go quick to the other side. Rosencrantz getting the block downfield. Has an NEPA Builders first down and more, and gets out of bounds at the 44, 43, let's call it.
Riverside's playing a three-man front, so they're not getting the same pressure they were getting on Nanowitz, but he's able to scan the field that quickly and get the ball out. And when you have Rosencrantz as one of your top receivers in the league, you know, that's a pretty nice place to go to.
Now they're going to come to this far side. Noah's picked up the receiver to nearest to us. There's two guys out here, and Noah for Riverside. They're looking this way. Two guys wide open. They're going to come back this way. And he does catch it. Still on his feet is Paglemba, and Paglemba was out there for a long time. He had ordered a sandwich.
He's waving, hey, let's go, let's go.
He could have had service here. He was so wide open, and we have an injured Riverside Viking. He makes the catch. I'm surprised they didn't quick snap it, but again, you don't practice that a lot, so it's tough for a high school
It's
team.
tough. You try to go through the scenarios, and I hope that's not Tavian Branch. It is Tavian Branch that's down. Getting up right now on his own accord, that's good.
Here it is, coming up at the half. Brought to you by Toyota. Fox 56 News first at halftime. We'll have their update before the news at 10 o'clock. We'll have the check presentation. We'll have first half highlights, and we'll have the national highlights, which you want to stay tuned for, Jan.
Yes.
You might know one of those plays tonight. That's coming up in the Toyota halftime report.
That better be on there. If not,
there's two. We had two submitted.
Yes.
One got in.
Okay.
And it happened just about halftime.
And wait till you see this play, folks. I'll tell you what, it was dynamite last week.
Yeah, if you missed that, you'll want to watch the national highlights coming up at the half. But before that, Lakeland on the move now. As Coach mentioned, just a three-man rush. Looking, Rosencrantz over the middle and in and out of his hands. They tried to short pass it and couldn't get it.
I like it. What they were trying to do is they're trying to get another first down. They're not going to go downtown. Now, Coach Barczyk, okay, we definitely have to get the first down, but let's see if we can get someone freed all the way down.
Well, with the three-man rush, he's going to have time to survey the field. Guys can get downfield, so let's see if one-on-one matchups happen. So we got three wide receivers on the far side with just two guys. You have a safety deep. So you could have someone open short. Nope, Nanowitz is going to just try to pull it down, and he does. He has an NEPA Builders first down. Clock stops at the 46. As the helmet comes off from a Lakeland player, Schaefer, he's going to have to come out quick. But they'll move the chains.
It's got to go quick because, again, they're going no huddle.
We had 90 seconds left in this half. Bunch to the left side. Cody Miller completes the little diamond action. Again, you got really three defenders, maybe four, and four wide receivers are going to go back quickly to Kuzo. Kuzo down the sidelines. Kuzo up for another NEPA Builders first down.
Clock will stop briefly. Once they get those sticks set, it'll start running again.
So Nanowitz will call out the play. About a minute left in this one. Lakeland on the move. Riverside looks a little tired. Still a three-man rush. Down the middle. He has Miller wide open. He completes the pass to the 5-yard line. So 30-yard gain to the tight end, Cody Miller.
This is what Lakeland needs to do. Great job by Nanowitz, scanning the field, going through his progressions, finding Cody Miller, sets them up in the red zone at the 5-yard line.
Timeout called Riverside, and I mentioned they look tired on defense.
Well, you got a three-man rush, and you have a quarterback like Nanowitz back there that you got to keep him under that pressure.
So an Army National Guard timeout on Military Appreciation Night as Lakeland is in the Blaise Alexander red zone, and here you can see Coach Pawarchik just challenging his offensive line.
He's fired up, baby. Let's go, guy. He wants his team. If they get this right now, they're going to have that momentum, even though Riverside's going to get the ball to start second half.
And there you see Harry Armstrong.
He
is not happy would be an understatement for Coach Armstrong. Lakeland has all the momentum. They started this drive at their 30-yard line. They're down to their 5, trying to get this one in and cut into this Riverside lead. It was 20-0. And midway through the second.
And the second quarter, the Chiefs decide to play some football, and they're playing great football right now. They just got to cash this in.
Well, you have time to a couple run plays, don't you think, Coach? So what are you looking to do here?
Well, I think Coach will probably Kuzmo is in the backfield right now, so I think they're going to probably go fullback run.
Yeah. So it is 2 tight ends in there. So it is a Nanowitz run. He has gap. The 6'2" quarterback up to the 3. They have to get up quickly.
Do it again. That's probably Coach.
They're trying to call timeout, and they do. They have their last timeout, 34 seconds left, and they tried to get their big quarterback in, and he's still about 4 yards short. So the last timeout. So you figure they have to either go to the air or run it quick and get up.
Well, this will be a two-play territory for Coach. He's probably going to go, look, we're going to have to go. We used our last time out. Here are the next 2 plays. I don't know if he has to push in there or not. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know if you have time for that, do you?
Well, at this point, a run play, you got 35 seconds. I think you could end up doing, like I said, that maybe they'll go with an RPO in there with the trap, up with the fullback, and then next play get right up on it and do it again.
At the half, some scores: Valley View and Wilkes-Barre tied at 7. Abington and Dallas tied at 10. North Pocono leading Valley West. Wallenpaupack, Honesdale scoreless, 20-10. Western Wayne over Wyoming area. Here we go. Riverside. Nanowitz run again. Off the left side. Powers through. The offensive line is in. And it is. And North American Warhorse touchdown for the Chiefs. Their best drive of the night.
It was. And, Bob, I didn't mean to talk over you. I was watching the official. He had his arms up in the air and said it was a touchdown. That's what Lakeland needed to get back into this game. They chipped away. They endured the storm of 20 points being down, and they're coming back.
9 plays, 70 yards. And we can cut this into this lead for Bianchi. So moving around, no flag, and the kick is blocked. Kick is blocked, no flag down, and it remains a 7-point game, 30 seconds left. Before we take the break, and suddenly we have ourselves a ball game. What could have been a blowout. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a Riverside blowout. Here we go again. They lost 46-0 last year. But Lakeland, you got to give them a lot of credit. Now Riverside's got to dig deep again, even though they get the ball before the half, but it's a totally different game.
Right. There's no timeouts left. Coach, I know Coach Armstrong's personality. He'll probably try to go downtown one more time because it's been very successful for him. But this is what Lakeland and what Coach Pawarchik and the staff has been telling these kids. You're going to be challenged. How are you going to respond? And they came out swinging the second quarter.
So 2 missed extra points so far. 30 seconds left. As Coach mentioned, no timeouts left. We gave you some scores, and we'll try to give you some more as they come in.
Western Wayne over Wyoming area, 20-10 right now.
That's a big Friday Night Rivals top 10 matchup. Ooh. 2 good AAA teams battling Scranton Prep in that AAA division.
Mount Carmel and Mifflinburg. Mifflinburg 27, Carmel 26.
Wow.
Southern up 35-7 at the half. Pittston pounding on Nanticoke.
High kick by Bianchi. It is fielded by Barnett right about the goal line, and he pulls it up and can't get back to the 20-yard line. 25 seconds left, and I expect, I should say Terry Armstrong, I think he's gonna try to throw one. Why not?
It's been successful for him. I mean, you don't mess with your recipe for success.
I would say conventional wisdom is take a knee, I get it to begin the second half. I don't think Harry plays by that.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't subscribe to that. If everybody out there in TV land knows Coach Armstrong, he's got it. He's a wonderful coach. He does a great job. He's very intense, and he puts a lot on his kids. So why would practice what you preach? Let's do it, baby. Let's go downtown.
Well, no, I think they're putting it in the bunch set. So let's see what it is. If it's just a knee.
Thought I heard a whistle.
Yeah, you did hear. You were correct. You did hear a whistle, and it's a delay game. No, I guess Lakeland had one more timeout.
They didn't have any timeouts. They took their last timeout.
I thought they did.
On the offensive side.
Well, the referees keep track of the timeouts, and they would have told each side who has how many. And nope, Jim Miller's giving the timeout to Lakeland.
Yeah, maybe the scorekeeper up in the booth dialed it up wrong.
I don't know. Yeah, on the board they had 0, but on the field they had 1 left, I guess. So hence the run. If they knew they had 1 left, hence the run by Nanowitz, because even if he didn't get in from the 4, they would have called timeout.
I thought they did. But
I thought they did too, because it looked like there was a lot of timeouts called in this half, so it's a Pennsylvania National Guard timeout.
You see Coach Pawarchik back there on the fringe there. He's letting his defensive coordinator and he's letting his coaches coach. He doesn't have to micromanage them because he has a ton of confidence in what they're doing.
But you got to play some safeties deep now, just because you don't know what they're going to do.
Back them off. Yeah. But again, how short tackling are these younger kids at the secondary? That's the first line of defense you're going to have to deal with.
So a lot of drama here at the end of the half. Here at Chapman Lake. For Lakeland, it's been a tale of really 2 quarters. Maybe a quarter and a half a quarter, because Riverside had a 20-0 lead, and Lakeland has battled back to put 2 scores up, and they'll give a little reverse to Holt. That was J.J. Rogers, excuse me. J.J. does not get out of bounds, and that should roll out the clock as neither team can stop it. About 6-yard gain. They have 5 seconds. Let's see. Oh, no, the quarterback's not even underneath center, so that's it. So that will do it. 1 half in the book here at Chapman Lake, and we have ourselves a ball game, folks. It's a Lackawanna Football Conference crossover game, and it's lived up to its billing. Both teams coming in undefeated, and both teams have battled it out to a 20-13 lead for our number 5 team, Riverside. And Alicia Hercules is going to stay down on the field, try to get Coach Pawarchik, even though he's down, but his team seems like they have most of the momentum going into the half. And let's go down to Alicia now with Coach Pawarchik. And Alicia, what does the coach have to say about his team's play?
Bob, I'm here with Coach Pawarchik. Coach, tell me, your team is making quite the comeback. Tell me, what did that last touchdown mean for you?
It's like everything in football, we tell our guys that, the ebb and flows of the game. You can't let your highs get too high, your lows get too low. We got to just keep playing football and do our thing. And the guys they're really, doing what they're coached to do, sticking to our game plan and playing great.
And Coach, tell me, how are you hoping to keep that momentum up in the second half?
We got to go in there and make a couple adjustments, but our kids want to prove that we are not the same team that we were last year. So this game means something to them.
Thank you, Coach.
Absolutely.
Back to you, Bob.
Well said, Coach Pawarchik.
Yes.
Couldn't say it any.
up and he made that beautiful pass. That got them out of a heap of trouble in terms of yardage and the field position, and that's sparked them. They then started to believe and kept going.
And Riverside kind of looked tired on that last drive, so let's see if they rest. And Harry Armstrong, he's got to see. I'm sure he's going to have some words at the half.
Oh,
maybe
yes.
Alicia will try to grab him as he comes out of the locker room. His team's ahead, but it doesn't feel like that. But they still have. They're still throwing the ball around pretty well.
They really are. I mean, we know that Tadonio is 5 for 8, 166 yards. 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, he's doing everything that he can. On the other side of the ball, Nanowitz is 182 yards.
14 of 22.
14 of 22. So he's doing things well. And this is just, it turned into a great game. I really thought it was going to be a blowout by Riverside, but give Lakeland a lot of credit. They've come back, and they're standing their ground.
They are. Let's take a look at some first-half highlights. And we mentioned Riverside kind of had the momentum in the beginning of the game, a couple big plays. J.J. Rogers was one of those. This is, I believe, the second touchdown of the game. It kind of looked like he glided in for 66 yards.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, it just looked like, I don't want to say slow motion because I know he's a quick player. Now, here's the second play. Second touchdown in there. Again, that was the confusion on the lines. Where are the lines? What do we have? Okay, so quarterback has 3 touchdowns tonight. 1 on the ground and 2 in the air. And then this one. We saw Kostoff. We saw this. He just rumbled and bumbled 44 yards in for his touchdown on that outside, just a check pass.
So it's 20-0. We're like, oh, boy, here we go. But, God, give credit to Nanowitz and the Lakeland Chiefs.
That's the play, Bob, you asked me about what I thought sparked it right there, and that's what they needed. He just stepped up, and he found his favorite receiver, Rosenkrantz, for a touchdown, and then he just decides, I'm going to do it on my legs, and Again, that was a great drive. They took off over 5 minutes of the clock, and it's 20-13.
It's 20-13. That last touchdown with 30 seconds left. Riverside gets the ball to begin the second half, and we'll get ready for that on the other side. But as we go to break, let's check in on some Sinclair Friday Night Rivals national highlights, and then Jan and I will be back. We'll take a look at some district standings right now.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Trying to get into the end zone, he does. Let's see what happens. Never know. And it is caught!
No way!
Into the end zone! Touchdown for Stroudsburg. Ethan Stutzik with a North American Warhorse touchdown.
Launches, and that one is going to be picked. Sean Legros. Legros makes a cut. Sean Legros.
Great block. Second down.
waiting Riverside to come in, and we'll get down to Alicia when she has Harry Armstrong. We'll take a look at some district standings. Never too early. It's week number 3, and, you look at these top 2 teams, you would think Lakeland and Riverside are the favorites right now to meet in the finals again as we look at it in week number 3.
Well, and don't count Dunmore out. Coach McHale will have the Bucks going in the right direction. Susquehanna always plays tough. But right now, I mean, if you looked at the first quarter, you say Riverside's going to run away with it. But Lakeland has proven that that's why they're 2-0. They're not giving up.
Susquehanna actually plays Dunmore tomorrow up at Susquehanna, so that should be a good game between the Bucks and the Sabres. AAA, well, this is where it gets wild now. There's 8 teams that are going to make the playoffs. It's a 3-week format, unlike 4A, with last year was the 3-week format. It's the 3A. Western Wayne's beating Wyoming area. Mid-Valley's beating Old Forge. Prep plays Buffalo tomorrow. Canisius Buffalo. Lehman in there. Carbondale's winning. Tunkhannock losing. Berwick losing. But still, that's kind of wide open. It
really is. And Western Wayne, I would have to say, and Prep, obviously, and Mid-Valley, and Wyoming area, those 4 teams they're going to be battling it out. And they're great teams. They all have their strengths. And right now, I mean, Lehman, has been a dark horse. They've been down.
Yeah.
Carbondale's been down. Coach Keating at Tunkhannock, last week they had a big win over Holy Redeemer. They're struggling this week against Crestwood. So, I mean, the scheduling gods have Tunkhannock in their favor. And Berwick, C.J. Curry, I mean, new coach, new staff, and new implements there. So we'll have to see how the Bulldogs end up.
Well, Lake Lehman will play Riverside next week in that game. And now Alicia has Harry Armstrong. And curious to see what he had to say to his team at the half, Alicia.
Bob, I'm here with Coach Armstrong. Coach, tell me, you guys are still up, but Lakeland has made a bit of a comeback. Tell me, what did you say to your team to help them keep that lead?
Well, it was a good thing halftime came for us, to be honest. So we really needed to regroup. Lakeland certainly did a great job finishing out that half. They took advantage of some opportunities for themselves. We just talked to our guys about getting back to our basics and making sure we stick with our fundamentals and just stay locked in. I feel like we got a little complacent and a little like, hey, we're up 20-0, it's going to keep rolling, but Lakeland's a tough team, and this is a tough game to play, so we got to come out the way we started the game, but finish this half this way, and I think we'll be in good shape.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks, Alicia.
Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Alicia, and well said by Harry Armstrong. He hit it on the head.
He did.
Team got complacent.
And you're dealing with high school kids, and you're thinking, hey, we're up 3 scores. Yeah, this is easy. It's a cakewalk like last year's game. But, again, last year was last year. That's in the history. We have to worry about the present right now. And Lakeland chipped away. There's still 24 minutes of football to play, so we're going to see how this turns out.
Well, we mentioned the 4A, and we'll have a 4A. We'll be down at Valley View next week. Abington against Valley View in a Division I Lackawanna League game. And 4A, I got to tell you, I think it's anybody's game. North Pocono's winning. They're going to go to 3-0. Honesdale's winning. They're going to go to 3-0. Valley View is tied with Wilkes-Barre. Dallas tied with Abington. Don't count out Crestwood. Don't count out Nanticoke. Speaking of wide open, that is wide open.
It is wide open. And again, Coach Russick at Honesdale, tremendous job up there. And we know Coach Dolan up at North Pocono, Wallenpauck back, new coach. Again, they've got growing pains. Valley View is an enigma to me this year because the tradition has always been Valley View is always at the top. Dallas, they've had 2 tough first opening games. Jersey Shore is number 2 in the state, I believe, at this point, maybe number 1 now. And they just haven't been able to finish out the second half. Crestwood runs a single wing. You don't see it it's unconventional. Nanticoke, again, a lot of drama down there.
Yes.
And,
with Scott Dennis passing away before the half start. Condolences to the Trojan family. So our Friday Night Rivals top 10 keep switching. They got teams moving all over the place. Consistent with the top 3. I will give you that. Troy ranked number 1 in the state by a couple of state organizations. They moved up the chains. They're having a big night tonight. They're winning. Riverside's consistent. Western Wayne's been consistent. Mount Carmel, kind of waiting for them to go. They have Southern Columbia and Danville coming up back-to-back, and they're in a dogfight tonight with Mifflinburg. Wyoming area losing. Scranton with a big win yesterday. They moved to 3-0. And Honesdale winning again. Look at 11, 12, 13. Could be Southern Columbia, could be Tamaqua's tied tonight. I mean, there's a lot of movement so far, a lot of consistency, and a lot of good teams in the area.
And we know Southern Columbia. I mean, they're not in our top 10 because they lost, and but they're back on their feet again, doing what they do. And talking to Coach Pewarchek, they were at a passing camp with Southern Columbia, and he said to me, he said, Coach, I can't believe how fast and physical Southern Columbia is. So you can never count them out.
Absolutely not. Don't count the Tigers. And I almost going to say the P word, parity. Is there a little parity now in high school football? So this kick is going to go out of bounds. It was going to be a short kick. Now, I don't know if it was on purpose from Bianchi, but it did go, and it should be a flag down, and I'm sure Riverside will take the ball at the 35-yard line, up 20-13. So you mentioned, and we heard what Coach Armstrong had to say, and let's see now what they're going to do. I believe Harry Armstrong's going to make him kick it again. So instead of taking the ball at the 35 or the 40, Coach, they're going to back them up 5. And I think Coach Armstrong's saying, I think I can return this a little bit better. Barnett and Rogers back to return for Riverside and the Vikings as we get start the second half here up at Chapman Lake in this crossover Lackawanna Football Conference showdown. So another bunch set for Lakeland on the kickoff.
Interesting, the formation, how they run this.
Haven't seen it before. So a little squib kick goes down to Barnett. Has some room. Cuts it in, and if I Harry Armstrong, I would have taken the ball. Wouldn't you have the ball at the 35? Or they're going to have the ball at the 27. Yes. So the re-kick may not have worked, but let's see now. Tadanio is going to lead his team back out.
That was a great coverage by number 24 in there, Matt Pritchett again, special teams player. We always talk about 1/3 of the game is special teams, and that's 2 big times that Matt's come down and made great.
You had some stats at the half of plays, right? How
yes.
many plays did each team run?
Well, we have it was a wide margin there, 37 for Riverside, 15.
It's not opposite?
That was my.
I think it's opposite, right?
It was
with
37
long
15,
drives, yeah.
right. Excuse me.
Yeah, Riverside has had some explosive plays.
Yes.
And they've run the 15.
That's why they've only had 15
and
plays.
Lakeland's had some long drives. Let's see now what Riverside team we see as Chase Tadanio, the 5'11 senior, comes back out and he'll net off to Richie Kostoff, the running back tight end, and he powers up for about 3.
Good job in there by number 54, Ethan Kilmer in there on the stop. You saw right there, he locked his arms out on the offensive lineman, which is what we tell defensive linemen to do, lock out, and then he just got rid of the offensive lineman and made the tackle.
Riverside was in the AA final last year, lost to Dunmore. They've already avenged that with an opening win over the Bucks. And Tadanio is going to run it up his right side behind Branch, and he breaks through. And it's an Einan GMC first down for the Vikings, gain of about 10.
Nice job by Tadanio in there. Again, a design play right from the get start. You see he follows big Richie Kostoff in there, and he just breaks his way free. And then number 19 does a nice job wrapping him up around the shoes. That's Gavin Roberts, the 5'9", 165-pound junior.
He also run behind the 6'5", 285 junior Tavion Branch off that right side. So Riverside shaking off some of the bugs from the second quarter, has the first down of the third. Let's see now if they can get things rolling. Off to Kostoff. Nanowitz shoots in, and a couple of the defensive tackles in there up front with Kilmer and Loomis. Minimal gain.
Nanowitz, too, in there. This looked like it was just a bad snap. It was a counter play. You saw how he was running the RPO, but then he cut back straight up into the center. And we have a chief down. It is.
This is the problem when your quarterback plays defense, and the challenge. He's a great athlete.
Yes.
But if he gets hurt, that's your quarterback. So now let's see. We hope David Nanowitz is all right. I mean, the trader's kind of smiling. Maybe it's a little cramp.
Well,
seems a little early on, but we've already lost Luke McFarland tonight, the talented freshman.
I'm looking at the expression of the trainer there. She got kind of a smile on her face. So and Coach Barch thinks same thing. They know it's a cramp. I don't see any mustard, though.
You know, that's right. Lakeland is infamous with the mustard.
Maybe that's what he just said. Go get the mustard.
Maybe that's what he did say. Somebody's running down the sheet, or what's the Wegmans or somewhere down there.
Something around here. What's it up?
Get some mustard. Get to the cafeteria, buddy.
We saw that 2 years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
It was the darndest thing. All of a sudden, kids were cramping. It was a hot night, and they had a bottle of yellow mustard they were doing. But I think I saw one of the offensive linemen cramp up, but he got the spicy mustard.
Okay. Well, he looks fine. The good
thing,
Nanowitz comes up, and he'll take a seat and get ready for the offense because he has shown a lot in that second quarter. He's limping off. We think he's fine.
I think it was a cramp. I think something cramped up. They brought him some hydrating and brought him off the field.
So after that, we'll replace Nanowitz, and we'll run second down now for Riverside. Nanowitz, play action. Has all day. Tadonio. Tadonio, downfield. Tadonio to double, triple coverage. A lot of players down there, and the flag comes in. Oh, well overthrown. I don't know if it was catchable, but there was some pushing and shoving at the last second, and the flag is thrown. Now, in high school, remember, pass interference is just a 15-yard penalty. It's not a spot foul.
We have multiple fouls on the play.
Oh.
We have holding on the offense, number 76. We have DPI on the defense, number 23. We replay second down. The penalty's offset.
Okay.
So break for the Chiefs, right?
Yes, on that one, big time, because, again, that would have set them up into Chiefs territory, which you didn't want. Tadonio really just laid that ball out, had too much time to throw that ball.
Remember, Tadonio was injured last year, and he still threw for over 1,700 yards, 23 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. Wow. And not a bad year. He's a talented quarterback in this system. Back to Costa. The speedy tight end running back gets to the outside. He's taken down, and it's an Ina GMC first down, gain of 10.
And you saw Richie Kostoff make sure the officials knew that was a first down. He pointed in that direction. This is what's going to, I think, going to be what's going to hurt right now the Chiefs. He's 220 pounds. If they keep feeding the ball to him, they're going to get tired, and they're going to have a hard time bringing him down.
He came in with 12 rushes for 82 yards. He's had several of that tonight. He also has that big touchdown. Yep.
44-yarder. Yep.
Around the reception. That was a passing touchdown. So they move the chains inside Lakeland territory, opening drive, and they give it to Holt, the junior. Falls forward for 1. Loomis on the tackle.
Najai Scott Holt, 5'11", 205-pound junior, 16 carries, 95 yards, and a touchdown. So, I mean, he's, explosive. I know Coach Armstrong said between him and Rose, he really likes how explosive those two young men can be.
Tadonio down the middle, into the coverage. Oh, nice pass just off the hands of the sophomore, Braden Rose.
Yeah, but Richie Kostoff was wide open on this. He was the motion man coming across the formation, and then nobody picked him up. So I'm sure Coach Armstrong wrote that down and is going to save that one in his back pocket.
Yeah, 3rd and long now facing the Vikings, but that was a nice pass. Rose did get a hand on it. So he did get behind the secondary a little bit and chase Rosenkrantz. 3rd and long now for Riverside. Rose in motion. Here comes the rush. Far side and get it to Kostoff. He was open on that side. It's an Einen GMC first down up to about the 35-yard line. Gain of almost 12 yards.
You'll see Kostoff, he was at his tight end position. He gets himself wide open again. 220 pounds. He's going to be a tough guy to bring down. And really smart play calling by Coach Armstrong.
Really the best drive of the night, long drive, sustained by Riverside. They've scored on some big plays in that first half.
So now they've got a front to the short side of the field, to the right side, right in front of Barry Armstrong. Donio's going to run it to that right side. He gets about 5 yards carrying.
So a quarterback run. gain of about 5.
Yeah, design quarterback keep on that. Again, he just followed the halfback up inside. You'll see that right there. Nice job by the offensive line getting the job done. Quinn Posilowski, Graydon Dupree, Abraham Patel, Tavian Branch, who we've said a lot. And that seems to be the favorite side that Tadanio likes to run to, is the right side. And rightly so. 6'5", 285-pounder, opening up the seams in there for you.
Little shovel pass inside to Kostoff. He sheds 1 tackle. And the senior powers forward towards an I&M GMC first down. I think might be about a yard short.
At number 55, Quinn Posilowski does a nice job, 6 foot, 210-pound, just leading up in there, and he just chips up inside there, seals it, and allows 87 Richie Kostoff to do what he does best.
So that goes down as a pass on the shuttle pass. Mid-Valley head of Old Fort's now 35-10. Ball and Paupack leading Holmesdale 13-6 in the 4th. Hold. He'll powers forward. They'll move the chains. The line of gain is right at the 15 GMC first down. They are in the Blaze Alexander red zone for the Vikings as we start this third quarter with a long drive. They got the opening kick of this half. And almost 6 minutes off the clock. This is the 10th play of the drive, Coach.
And this is what Coach Armstrong probably talked about at halftime. It's great to be able to score quickly, but let's grind this out and not allow them back in the game.
Chris Shimola, the senior, makes the tackle on Tadonio.
Great job on this. Look at that. Just to fake that end around, and he keeps the ball. Tadanio comes up inside. Big number 75. We keep talking about Tavian Branch, and there he is. Full size in your screen, folks.
Shimola, 11 total tackles, 3 for a loss for the senior leader of this defensive side of the ball for the Chiefs. Now they get Lakeland into it. They can't afford to give up another touchdown. Little end around the Barnett. Dives towards the end zone, and he's in. It's a North American Warhorse touchdown of 11 yards for Carmelo Barnett, the sophomore.
Great effort. Look at this. Again, there's 75. did come back at his defensive end position. So I know he'll be back at the QB spot.
D'Amico has a strong leg. He already has one touchback tonight. He may have one of the strongest legs we see so far in this season. Pocius Spatero back to receive. Try to get a good return set up for the Chiefs. Both teams 2-0 coming in. And again, another touchback, and that is a weapon for the Vikings all season long. So Nanowitz comes out.
NFL on Fox this Sunday starts with the NFL kickoff show at 11. Then at 1, Minnesota Vikings travel to New York to take on the Giants, followed by Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys battling the Cleveland Browns in Week 1 action. Fox NFL Sunday, only on Fox 56.
And the Eagles losing 3-0, we believe.
Last I checked.
Okay, here comes Nanowitz, 14-22 in the first half, 182 yards and a touchdown. Hopefully he got some mustard on the sidelines because they need him to do a long drive now, starting at their own 20-yard line. 6-0 Green Bay. Thank you. They'll go to the air. Four-man rush. Nanowitz flushed. Looking downfield, he's going to just pack it down. Gets a big hit by Puzalowski. Lose the ball. Nanowitz is hurt. He got hit right in the face by Puzalowski. Flag down. A lot going on there. Lakeland recovers, but I believe Nanowitz is down. So let's see what James Miller says is the penalty. He's talking to Harry Armstrong. Nanowitz looks okay.
It looks like, yeah.
Puzalowski knocked the ball out.
Well, there was a hold originally.
Okay. And the flag on the sidelines the same? Yeah, so here it is, coming right at you, folks.
So you see it right in there. There's the flag that came back for the hold, and you see this tremendous hit right there. He just, again, there was nothing cheap about it.
So back down on the field.
They took the holding play, so it was 1st and 20.
So Kuzo up forward, gain of about 8. Here it is again, coming right at you.
Right there's the hold, and then that's what they went with. There was nothing wrong here. I mean, that was just a good heads-up play.
Yep.
That was just a spot. He was just spotting where the ball was.
Instead of throwing the beanbag, he threw a flag. Okay.
Hit the wrong pocket.
Out to Rosenkrantz, and he kind of heard footsteps from Puzalowski coming in. Nanowitz up gingerly again, and so is one of his linemen.
I'll tell you, Quinn Puzalowski's doing a tremendous job out there. Look at the pressure, number 12 coming in on him right now. That was Madden Sandley, the 6'1", 195-pound junior.
So timeout. No, we have an injured Lakeland player. There you see him on the ground.
One of the linemen, 6.
Well, let's not speculate yet, but we'll take a look at the Lakeland schedule upcoming. And again, they'll play at Wyoming area next week, so it doesn't get any easier because if Wyoming area has lost that game, they're going to be fired up. Lich Calum, star running back down. Susquehanna, Dunmore, Honesdale's going to be tough. Western Wayne, Mid-Valley to the end of the year. So it's going to be a tough schedule for Lakeland, even to get that first or second spot.
It doesn't get any easier for them. I mean, we talked about Honesdale. We talked about Western Wayne, West Scranton, Mid-Valley. I mean, to end your season with, I mean, they are loaded this year. So, I mean, they've just got to endure. They've got to play one game at a time, and they've just got to really avoid that injury bug.
That they do, because depth is always a problem, especially at this level. Military Appreciation Night. And not like we're watching the game, folks, but it looks like the Eagles just took a 1-point lead. As we have an injured Lakeland player down, 4:59 remaining.
I'm hoping that's a cramp. It's either Charlie Michaela or I'm thinking Weston Loomis. I'm not sure. I don't want to. I saw it was a 6, but I can't see the other number. This is what Coach Barr. All right, who was that?
66.
Oh, I was wrong. Cole Hastings. I went to the right side of the line. That was the left side. He's a sophomore. Cole Hastings, 5'10", 215 pounds. Great to see that he's coming off on his own accord. I think it was just a cramp. The trainer
a little more human than we expect here tonight. I mean, for Lakeland, it is.
And a lot of these kids are going both ways.
Yeah.
Some of them are going 3 ways on the special team. So, I mean, it takes a lot. They've got to be in great condition to be able to endure this game.
So a big 3rd down and long now for Lakeland. They need to keep the offense on the field against this powerful Riverside team. Here comes the blitz. Nanowitz under pressure. The Vikings get him for a sack. Kostoff. The big hit on Nanowitz. And the junior quarterback gets up
You'll
very
see this
slowly.
right there, number 64. It came in off the edge. That's Graydon Dupree, 6'2", 245 pounds. He went a little bit wider from his tackle spot, defensive end spot, and he just cut off the outside shoulder of the offensive tackle. And again, that was a new offensive tackle in there because Cole Hastings had to come out.
So now this kick's going to be from the end zone for Bianchi.
Oh.
High snap. Is this a high kick? Riverside will get good field position. Everybody get out of the way.
Oh.
Hit a Chief and it hit a Lakeland player. The Lakeland player caught it. A little surprised, but I thought it might have hit a Chief inside the 35-yard line. But
it looked like it bounced off his leg, and we'll see it right here, Bob. Yep,
yeah,
right off his thigh.
33.
Yep, his knee.
So that would have been down right there as Gaughan comes up and grabs it. But they're going to put it where Gaughan caught it. Obviously, no one saw it hit the leg. We have the replay.
We don't do that in high school. No replay.
Short field now for Riverside.
Really
27-13. They can put this game away if they score. I mean, I don't want to make that the hardest statement, but it is.
I understand that,
I mean,
Bob. But this would break the back of the Chiefs right now.
Again, tale of each quarter. And Riverside has owned the first and third quarters.
And the momentum swing that they would get right now if they go with the quick strike, because a lot of coaches will do that. You get good field position on it, great turnover or whatever, and we're going to go downtown real quick. Keep it on the ground.
Yeah, they keep it off the Kostoff, and a nice job by that front defensive line with Kilmer in there for no gain on the play.
That was a great job by the Chiefs. Cody Miller, Ethan Kilmer, Weston Lewis, and Manowitz in there doing a nice job. They all pinched their gaps down. They took away any opening for Kostoff to run. The linebackers came from their secondary position over top.
Riverside looking for their 18th victory in this series. And again, remember, 9 straight losses to Lakeland up until last season. Rose in motion. They're going to back out to Rose. Gets a block,
nice.
And that block comes in. What a job on the outside by Poklemba to get off his block and make the tackle.
Wow, Jaden Poklemba, beautiful job. That's why I was like, wow, look at this. He comes off the block, and look at that hit, just solid. Again, coach is going to tell him, that was great, but just wrap up next time because you're going to be seeing some big boys.
So 3rd down now for the Chiefs, looking to hold the Vikings inside their own territory.
Coach Armstrong, you see him right there. He's just barking some orders out. He's not in a rush right now because he feels pretty confident that his team has their swagger back.
Well, Harry Armstrong's going to call a timeout. Chris Shimola, the senior linebacker, went to every one of his players on defense to get them pumped up, knowing how big this 3rd down is.
They've got to. I mean, if they can stop them here, they're going to get that momentum back because they lost the 3rd quarter in terms of time of possession, too. Hey, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Who do you think the Eagles scored touchdown?
Saquon Barkley, didn't he?
Yeah, how'd you know? You're a smart guy.
Well, I think I kind of saw it. I was cheating a little bit, trying to watch 2 games at once. Okay, let's go back to some district standings and not focus on the NFL game. How about 5? Oh, Riverside schedule. That's where we're going to go.
There we go.
Thank you, Steve. And Tyler, so we got some Thursday games in there against Montrose. Again, they have Lake Lehman, Susquehanna, Holy Cross, Carbondale. Their biggest two of the games after this are the Old Forge and Lackawanna Trail at the end of the year.
And those are always just, what a Friday night rivalry with Old Forge. And we know Lackawanna Trail and Riverside, there's a lot of history there too. So these, again, they've kind of got a pretty easy schedule coming up. Like I said, Lake Lehman has been a dark horse. We don't know. Montrose, they just, just haven't been able to get on track for a long time now. Susquehanna is always tough. Holy Cross, we talked about earlier, how Coach has done a nice job getting size, getting skill players there, but, they got to learn how to win.
So after the timeout, Fry Riverside, here come the Vikings on third down. They're going to run their quarterback, and he has a big hole. A big hole and more. He gets to the line to gain. I think it's going to be close. It depends on the mark. And the VAR referee says move the chains, and it is an Einen GMC first down by Chase Tedonio, using his legs.
Good call right in there again. Look at Richie Kostoff right in there, seals the linebacker off inside, then he shuts down into a big defensive tackle coming at him.
So the former quarterback, Harry Armstrong, who played quarterback at Lafayette and threw for over 4,200 yards and 66 touchdowns at Riverside back in the day. And then coached at Wilkes a little bit.
He did coach at Wilkes. Now, in what year did he play high school ball?
Oh, boy. Now
Do you know? Was it 97, 98?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another timeout. That's two on this drive for Harry Armstrong. So they're either not getting the right personnel in.
He looks like, he's not as fired up as he was in the first half. He's just like, guys, what are you doing? We called the play. You're not getting the right formation. What's going on? Talk to me.
2 straight timeouts. Now they have one left. The clock does scoreboard does reflect
that.
Yes.
We know that from first half. But
yeah.
This would be great for Lakeland right now if they can stall them now and hopefully keep them off the board. They'll keep chipping away, again, because their confidence, they knew second quarter we did real well.
Okay, tomorrow, Jan and I double duty this weekend and our crew. We have the 28th annual Mayor's Cup, 28th annual. Kings with a big win last year at Wilkes. We had that game. They came back.
That was a great game.
Wilkes looking for revenge at Kings tomorrow. And hopefully the rain will hold off. Now, 6 o'clock kickoff for the first time ever. They're going to play that game underneath the lights. Looking forward to that.
It'll be a lot of fun. And we have 2 new head coaches at those respective schools. The closest rivalry in the country, separated by 1 city block.
And that's shrinking as well, too.
Yes, it is.
So first down here. Tedonio looking, no one open. Tries to shove it in on the far side, I think, to his tight end. Good play by Kuzo out there, and good coverage by the secondary, really. Nowhere to go for the quarterback.
That was a great job on picking up Kostoff because, again, he got himself open earlier in these drives. That time they had him covered like a blanket. Nice job in there.
So, again, Riverside, not much of a hurry. They've owned the time of possession in this third quarter. Long drive last time, 72 yards, 12 plays. And then 3 and out. Tedonio with the RPO, and he's going to go in for a North American Warhorse touchdown. No flags down. Great block out there by Tavion Branch.
Who got up slowly right there.
But Tedonio, for the second time tonight, takes it in on with his legs.
They go with the fake end around, and he just keeps the play. We used to call it a divide play because you have the defense being divided with the motion coming across, and you just cut right back up inside.
So Riverside takes advantage of a short field going just 36 yards in 5 plays. And Tedonio takes it in, and Riverside could put the 34th point on the board. Remember, last year they put up 46 here. And D'Amico's kick is up and through, and it's a 34-13 lead, 1:36 left in the third. And give credit to Riverside and Harry Armstrong. They came out of the locker room fired up and knowing what they had to do to take care of business.
And they did. And here's the touchdown again. You'll see they faked that right up inside. And Tedonio just, boom. And again, that's inexperience right there with the young guys, the secondary, putting their head down, not wrapping. So it just, it's sometimes it's heartbreaking, it's frustrating, all those emotions in there for this young Chiefs team.
So there's Coach Boarczyk. I'm thinking, this is what, if I'm him, I want to see how my team responds. I'm down big. How much have they grown, right? It's a young team. Are they going to give up, or are they going to keep fighting at home? Are they going to keep fighting with those military uniforms on? It doesn't matter if you lose. How you end the game will really dictate maybe what happens going forward.
It really will. I don't want to say it's pivotal in your season right now. This is their first true test. Mm-hmm. We saw first half, second quarter, they owned. This is what maybe their mantra will be, hey, fourth quarter, we're going to own it. We're going to come back, chip away. We might not win this game, but we're going to show our fans, we're going to show our district, we're going to show the viewers that the Lakeland Chiefs have a lot of heart and we're not going to give up.
Because they want to get into the AA championship game. Yes. There's only 4 teams. We saw what the standings look like at halftime. They are right there. They can get right into it. Yeah, the game might be at Riverside. But this is to show what kind of season we're going to have, and we know we can get back into that AA championship game. Just 1-9 the Chiefs were last year. They've already had 2 wins. The Vikings, meanwhile, hey, they lost in the championship game last year. They say we want to win it this year.
Yeah, and Coach Armstrong, he puts a lot of pressure on himself and his players to be able to produce that district championship.
Spataro up quickly. Good special teams from Riverside. Lakeland, again, just near the 20-yard line. Let's see where they're going to place it. I think it's short of the 20 for this Lakeland drive.
Well, they pinned him in there, and again, it makes a long field. Again, it just bounced off his shoulder pad. And sometimes I've seen that really work to the advantage because the defender thinks, oh, the ball's over here, and then all of a sudden the returner takes off.
Brady Pavlonis pushed him out of bounds. So D'Amico, the kicker, is a weapon. And he's done a nice job tonight, either with touchbacks or with nice high kicks to give his special team and kickoff coverage to get down there. Anyway, it's over the middle. No one there. 2 receivers in the same place. And we do a flag down near the line of scrimmage. That stops the clock. So you would think it goes against Lakeland, maybe illegal shift or something.
Nice. Let's see. Here we go. Jim Miller.
Eagle formation on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay the down.
This is what this is what Lakeland, with their youth, inexperience right now, will happen. This is what they've got to overcome this stuff. And that's what Coach is talking about. It's not like he drew up a play just now and said, do this. Yep. This is something they've done all summer and into camp.
Learning experience for this young team. 2-0 coming in. A lot of confidence, but they knew they had to play one of their better games of the season so far to beat this Riverside team. And they showed some grit, guts in that second quarter. What do they have left? Over the middle, Nanowitz, nowhere to go, tucks it, and goes forward for about a yard.
Well, Riverside played their 4-man front that time and put pressure on, and that time Nanowitz couldn't escape the pressure from the pocket collapsing in front of him. He sees it open up, but again, smart inside defensive tackles shed the block, and then they make the tackle.
So they're getting the play from Coach Boarczyk again. And they're not going to get it in time. No one called timeout. Are they going to? Nope, they reset it.
5 seconds now.
So now 5 on the clock. And it's again going to need ice after tonight, throwing the ball a lot. Riverside's there, chasing, and he throws it just over the heads. Rosencrantz started coming back, and it goes incomplete.
Boy, that's just a lot of patience on his part as opposed to just turning and burning and trying to run the ball. But we saw that in the second quarter. He decided he was going to start running the ball, And that really hurt Riverside then because they didn't account for him running because they knew he was being really patient back there.
Third down.
Nanowitz out of the shotgun. Two receivers to his left, one to his right. Two to his right. Nanowitz has to roll out to his right.
And there it is, Mr. Branch sneaks his way in there and gets a sack on the junior quarterback inside the 5 at the 4. We didn't call his name a lot, but
he's made some
definitely
key
a big guy,
stops.
yeah.
And you'll see he just comes right across. He was unblocked, and he just came. They were trying to do a naked bootleg right there where the quarterback goes to his left and comes back to his right, but they didn't account for the defensive line being that agile, and then they drop him for a big, big loss.
So fourth down, clock stop with 14 seconds left. Give you some scores, and I think we'll give the scores of the team we'll have next week. Valley View losing to Wilkes-Barre in the fourth quarter, 20-13. Abington stunning Dallas 23-13. If I told you Dallas was going to be 0-3, you would have, and coming off of the runner-up last year with the skill people they have, you would have said.
I would have said no way, but
no.
When we did the Jersey Shore Dallas game, the one thing that was evident to me was the offensive line. They're not very big. They're very well coached. Don't get me wrong, folks. But they're just the inexperience and just they don't have that size. They weren't big across the front.
How about this shocker? We put Honesdale in the top 10 and they lose. They lost to an upstart Wallen Paul Pack team 14-6 in the Shrine Bowl. And Western Wayne leading Wyoming area 27-17. So two teams we put in the top 10 lose. So I guess we're the jinx or something.
I don't think they know that we're watching the game.
No. Let's go with that. Lackawanna Trail easily takes care of Berwick 35-0. C.J. Curry, tough start for his team. Bianchi, line drive kick. And it's fielded just past the 35-yard line on the Chiefs side of the field.
That was Jared Jackson on the return, the sophomore.
And 4 seconds left in this third quarter. Riverside literally knocking on the door. Right near the 20-yard line. Carbondale gets a win tonight. Pittston area with a huge game over Nanticoke. Holy Cross beating Hanover area 24-14. That could be their second win of the season. Scranton Prep plays tomorrow against Canisius, as does Dunmore and Susquehanna. And Delaware Valley, they could fall to 0-3. They lose to Central York 31-20. But now they get back into Lackawanna Conference, and we'll see how that plays out. We'll be down in Valley View next week for a big Division I game between Abington Heights and Valley View. Tedonio, pump fake, has a wide open receiver in the middle of the field. It's caught, and it goes in, and that's the guy that just picked up the ball before, Jared Jackson, for a North American Warhorse touchdown, 30 yards from Tedonio.
Well,
no one had him.
Inexperience and confusion in the secondary, and it's just too little too late by number 23 trying to get back into the picture. It's like that's the frustration part. That's where coach is really going to have to do a really good job coaching these kids up, telling them not to get down. Like you said at halftime, just they've got to have short-term memories. The lows are only low for a little bit, and the highs are only high for a little bit.
So 20 points here in the second half. 21 make it, excuse me. And Riverside has blown this one open now. 41-13. And that's the quarter.
That is quarter right now.
It is quarter. We come back. Quarter number 4. All Vikings here at Chapman Lake.
impressive 4.0 GPA. Emily and Connor, great job and keep doing amazing things. Back to you, Bob and Jan.
Thank you, Alicia, and two worthy selections once again. Both can be eligible for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the year after they submit a very unique video.
And that's just so neat to see the top kids from each school being rewarded for their hard work in the classroom.
Give you an update on the Wilkes-Barre score coming up. Cuzo up the middle. So Valley View scored, went for 2 points. There's just about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Wilkes-Barre holding on to a 1-point lead over the Cougars.
And we saw how explosive Wilkes-Barre can be. But Valley View, I mean, that's great that they're in the game. I understand Coach Wasilchek going for the 2 points. You know, we got to get this while we can. So, again, next week's going to be an exciting game for Friday Night Rivals.
It is, and it will be military night as well down in Peckville. Just a short distance from here.
And I understand. There you go. There's just a quick swing pass. Again, Rosenkrantz, nice job. That's your go-to guy. Keep going to him.
7 yards on that, excuse me. Yeah, about 6 yards. See if Lakeland can put a drive together, maybe get something back on the board and get something up. But the play clock is just going to run down to 0. So, you know what it does is the 10 is confusing me.
It is.
Because it looks like now they're going to have to take time out.
Right, and it's hard to see because of our scaffolding we have in that end zone. And then on the end zone by the scoreboard, we have a goalpost in our way.
Goalpost in the way.
But what I'm a little frustrated, and I'm sure Coach Pawarchik is too, that why didn't we get that playoff? There's no reason for us to have taken a time out.
A long time. So here's our schedule. Again, we'll be at Valley View, then Scranton. So a couple back-to-back Division I Lackawanna Football Conference games. Scranton could go to the game undefeated. Prep 2, we'll see what they do tomorrow. Honesdale just lost, but you know what? They get Western Wayne at home. and that we'll see that battle well with the Hornets and the Wildcats. And we had that game last year. Was the Shrine Bowl, and it turned out to be Western Wayne's way, but Honesdale's got to regroup now, losing to Wallenpaupack.
Well, and again, Coach Russick, he knew that he had some younger kids playing, but he was so impressed and really was helping how his kids were working so hard in the offseason. I mean, his Facebook presence, his media presence about his team, about his kids. I mean, that's what he's up there for his kids.
So 3rd and 4 now for the Chiefs, trailing in this one. Out quickly. They get it up to their tight end, Miller, and he's going to be short of a first down.
He just gained basically a yard.
A yard, yeah.
When they go in that diamond formation, they've got to do a better job picking up their stalk blocks. And again, that time the outside linebacker just came in there and just dropped them for that 1 yard gain.
So Coach Pawarchik will send out the punt team. Down big now, 41-13. As Riverside has exploded in this second half, too. Nice kick by Bianchi. Over the head of Rogers. Takes a big Lakeland roll towards the end zone, and it goes back into the end zone. So a touchback for the Chiefs and for Riverside. They'll have the ball at their own 20-yard line.
That was just smart heads-up play by the Riverside Vikings not to try to return that ball. Hopefully, and it did bounce in the end zone. Now they start at the 20. Coach Armstrong's just going to ease off of the gas a little bit. You know, having 6 touchdowns tonight. Just take it easy. Let's just grind this out. I think we're going to see a steady dose of Richie Kostoff now running the ball.
So they're not going to take much time. They're going to take as much time, I should say, as they can. Danville has pulled ahead of Montoursville late in that one, 30-20. So the first real test for our number 1 team. They have Southern Columbia coming up as well with Mount Carmel. So Tedonio hands it off. So Holt up through number 1, the junior, for a couple yards, and we'll keep the clock rolling.
Well, Najee Scott Holt, 5'11", 205-pounder back there. You know, he's got some presence to him, and like I said, Coach Armstrong said earlier, he really is going to count on Scott Holt and Braden Rose now to really like shine to take some of that pressure off of Tadanio and Kostov.
So Valley View has the ball late in that one, trailing, and they have good field position.
Nice
Barnett
job.
again, nice job in the backfield. Making a great tackle was Kuzo on the 31.
Kuzo did a great job. They were running the power play. You see both guards coming into your screen. Again, big number 75 and number 50, and he just went right underneath of him, wrong-armed him, and dropped him for that tackle.
Well, you mentioned you talked to Coach Boarchik before the game, and they did not have a good practice yesterday. What did he tell you?
He said, I asked both coaches, how was your week of practice? Because it's kids are back in the first full week of school.
Yeah.
And he said yesterday, it was a train wreck. He just didn't understand. They're young kids. They don't know how to practice at a full speed and how to really be successful yet. So he said it just wasn't where he wanted to be pre-game. And again, as he said right before kickoff, he said, the hay's in the barn, Coach.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do or say right now that's going to change the outcome of the game. I just have to keep coaching these kids up.
Well, I'm a big believer. You play how you practice. If you don't have a good practice, it doesn't, you're just, what effort are you going to put, when are you going to just turn on and play in a game? And I know it's that old practice. You're talking about practice? Yes, we're talking about practice. They had a bad practice yesterday, and they come out and they put up 13 points. They were in this game, and
they
end up losing it big. So it's a learning lesson, growing pains. Riverside has kind of gone through that already. And they're playing some young players, but the Kostovs, the Puzalowskis, the Danios, they've been in this before. They were in the championship game a year ago against Dunmore.
So those kids at Riverside, they understand what it takes. The Lakeland kids, last year that was devastating to be able to do what they did.
1-9, yep.
Yeah, 1-9. But they're going to end up being 2-1, which is okay. But that's not where he wants to be. He really wanted his kids, his team, to show that they can play great football. And I think his point of emphasis this week for the upcoming game is going to be we have to play 4 quarters. We can't take 1.5 quarters and expect to be successful.
Yeah, they have Wyoming area. And a very good at home. So even though Wyoming area might come in with the losses, Rosencrantz takes it, and there's that number 55 again, Puzalowski, comes right in. He's played a very good game on the defensive side of the ball.
He really has. He's just been really lights out. Watch his form tackling. He's grabbing jersey and making sure that receiver cannot spin out and get extra yardage.
So Riverside will pick up the 18th victory in this series. Lakeland owns that 31 wins overall. But 2 in a row for the Vikings, and Lakeland hoping they'll have the team that will play them in the finals. Because you don't want to put Riverside in there yet. The long way to go. Anything could happen. But they are showing they're the top team in District 2.
They really are. And Carmelo Barnett on this does a great job trailing as a cornerback on that play. And then again, Lakeland is going backwards, not the way they want to be going.
It's a long game here tonight. A lot of passing. These 2 old Big 11 teams, I don't think we've ever seen that. Like, we're going to pass the ball 50 times? Yes, we're passing the ball. Not a lot of running. The rushing yards will be low. Easy to assemble tonight. Passing, you have to add those up with your toes. Was a lot. Nanowitz down, had a wide open Miller and just overthrew him. Miller might have got it in there. And 2 safeties talking now for Riverside out there. Who had him?
I thought you had him. No, I thought you. That's what that was. And again, number 75 getting in there, Tavian Branch doing a nice job disrupting the timing and forcing quarterback there to start throwing the ball sooner than he needs to, Nanowitz, and
so Bianchi again.
Oh, low kick.
This is a low line drive kick. And Jackson just lets it go by him, and it goes out of bounds. It will stop the clock momentarily, under 6 to play in this. So congratulations to the Wally Halls team down in the Schuylkill League.
Well, and Notre Dame Green Pond they are just incredible over the last few years, how many points they can score offensively. And for North Schuylkill to do that, congrats, like you said, to Coach Hall and his team.
5-yard penalty, replay the down.
But the big team, I mean, somebody might have to see, maybe a Scranton Prep or Wyoming area. Northwestern Lehigh is really, really a team to watch. Prep lost to them last year down there in, I think, the quarterfinals. But they are back again, are the Tigers, and they're 3-0 down in District 11, AAA. So Tedonio with the pass, and he's going to throw it in the ground. And this game is just starting to lose momentum, to say the least. I'm trying to be nice.
You are, Bob, and that's what we love about you. We always have to take the high road. Tedonio on that one didn't like what he saw, and again, give credit to the secondary of Lakeland to take away all the receivers. He could have dumped it off to the running back right there, but he did, just threw an incomplete pass. And when people say, why did the game take so long? That's why when we have a lot of incomplete passes from two offenses that like to throw the ball.
Oh, nice heart. Barnett got the ball. He's all kind of got grass and everything, and who hit him?
Dylan Loomis.
Loomis,
wow.
The freshman? He's a freshman.
Lowered the boom on that one, folks. Watch this. he just comes in from his defensive linebacker position and just, wow.
Look at the grass in his hair out in
Turf
his helmet.
burger.
Whoa. That's a big hit by a freshman. And, again, Lakeland will be very good next year. I mean, they're just only going to get better. And it's his senior year. These guys get some experience.
And that's the one thing, like, I know all coaches will say, I want to see what you got. And right there, Dylan Loomis, Bob, you said he's a freshman, 6'1", 190 pounds. He's got 13 total tackles. That one is going to be a highlight film that Coach Pawarchik can show to kids and say, look, late in the fourth quarter, we're down. He didn't give up. Let's go. What do you got? He's going to keep challenging all his players.
So 4th down coming up after this timeout. And it looks like Valley Views pull out the win. I'll check and see how they did it. But a final score, courtesy of NEPAfootball.com, has Valley View beating Wilkes-Barre 25-20. As they trailed in that one, and Abington Heights pulls off a win as well. North Pocono stays undefeated, 3-0. They beat Valley West.
Wow, Coach Dolan.
Just a programming note that on Sunday we'll have the Pittsburgh Steelers right here. Buzz 96-1.
The final, Valley View has defeated Wilkes-Barre area 25-20.
More movement, more flags. We got 1, 2, 3 flags on an illegal motion.
Replay it down. On the snap.
Boy, how about Mr. Miller tonight? 2 games.
2 games. He
2
must
long
be
games.
exhausted
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
I wonder if he's doing a game tomorrow. So Reed scores 1 yard out. 2:24 left. That's how Valley View won the game. Again, off an interception. And they've obviously held Wilkes-Barre in check. Marino with an interception late in this one against Wilkes-Barre. And Valley View goes to 2-1. And I believe Abington wins. They'll be 2-1.
Yes.
So we'll see those two next week down in Peckville at Hedges Memorial Stadium.
And we're going to see the unveiling of Valley View's military jerseys.
Yep.
They're wearing black.
So we'll see Scott Wilchilchak and Joe Repchis next week.
Joe Repchis is one of the more senior coaches in the league. He's been around Abington, I'm going to say forever. But
a long time.
Long time. And we know Coach Wilchilchak just took over his second year, his sophomore year.
Of course, the Wilchilchaks up here a little bit.
Famous up here.
Up here. And also Jeff coached here for a long time, the Lackawanna Trail as well. So it looks like the second team's going to come out. Rocco Spatero, the freshman, going to take over as quarterback. He hands it right up the middle. Looks like Kuzo still's in there.
Yes. Well, that's good. I mean, they got to get ready for next week. They've got to make sure the kids are feeling good. They're going to be sore as all get out, especially with some of these hits that we've seen today going on both sides of the ball.
So Lakeland has good field position inside Viking territory, but trailing big late in this game. And we got another timeout. I was going to say, how many timeouts are left? Because I feel like we keep stopping this. The last 7 minutes of this game is just drag. Let's be honest.
I'm not going to, really rely too much on the scoreboard. We did that first half. We found out. Now they're saying they're 0-0.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Riverside called 4. So we think they called 4 in the first, or someone called 4 in the first half. Riverside tried to call 4 in the second half, but didn't realize you only get 3.
They got caught.
They're not handing out first downs as the game goes on. You don't earn earn timeouts, right?
Even if you score 41 points, you don't get an extra timeout.
Maybe they should do that. You have to
earn
timeouts.
Well, I mean, we've seen, look at the NFL with, their new kickoff, and then the colleges, they don't have 2-minute warnings. It's 2-minute timeout. So
we'll see that tomorrow.
Yes.
In the Mayor's Cup game right here on MyTV WQMY. Spatero going to pass it down the field, has a receiver, threw it behind Rosenkrantz. Rogers puts a little hit on him. It goes incomplete. And again, it stops the clock.
Well, again, the younger kids, it's their time to get a chance to get some experience and throw. Again, he just threw that ball behind him. He had to back shoulder it and he couldn't come up with the catch. I'm sure, back in the day, a guy I used to know and coach with, Colin Golden, probably would have caught that. You know, that's the kind of guy he was. And I saw that he still has 2 records that are still set in Lackawanna County.
Pataro points out here, 3rd and 6 out of the shotgun. 2 to his right, 2 to his left. Back to throw again.
4-man rush for the Vikings. Pataro, high pass to Rosenkrantz. Puzilovsky was there, though, and so was Kostoff, as some of the starters are still in for Coach Armstrong's team.
Well, I mean, for that to be a high pass to a young man that's 6'1", you know that's really up over his frame.
Western Wayne pulls out the victory over Wyoming area, 34-23.
Wow.
So a lot of points being scored tonight by the winning teams. Even Scranton last night, 34-6 final over Poconomont East. They're 3-0. And they have West Grand, the bell game on Friday at 5 o'clock, I believe. Patero, near the line of scrimmage, is hit.
Did I see a flag come in?
I see an incomplete pass. I see a couple guys down.
Okay.
Yep.
And on downs, Riverside will take over. Timiani Petit up slowly, a senior, for the Vikings. And Riverside now takes over, 3:15 left in this game. So Riverside moves to 3-0, Lakeland 2-1, as they head into week number 4 already of this high school football season.
I can't believe that. I said to my wife this morning, I said, do you realize we're a third of the way done this season already? I'm just like, it's flying.
It goes by fast. Again, we have a quick turnaround tomorrow for our crew. We'll do a fantastic job. We'll be down at McCarthy Field at King's College for the 28th Annual Mayor's Cup. You can watch that live here on my TV just about 6 p.m. So the Penn State game, folks, will be over. Notre Dame will be winning big late, so you go turn it over. And I'm telling you, you don't want, no matter what the score is, you don't want to leave, because last year Kings scored 20 points almost in the fourth quarter, came back and won late in that game.
I mean, Wilkes thought, and again, the way they were playing, you see the cutback play right here. Nice job by the offensive lineman, moving people out of the way, giving the running back a chance to take that counter step to cut back to the left side for positive yards.
And both teams, Kings and Wilkes, return a number of experienced players, a lot of seniors and graduates in there who have experience in that game. Plus, I might see a wet football.
And talking with the coaches, with our conference call that we had with them, they both know how important this game is and how it can really dictate how their season will go. I mean, Wilkes' coach, he said to us?
Dave Beaver, yeah.
Yeah, Dave Beaver said it took them almost 3 weeks to get over that loss. Then they started playing more consistent, better football, the way Wilkes wants to play.
How big the game is. Cooper Borowski in as quarterback, the junior quarterback, number 18 for Riverside. And we have an injured player, cramps now, setting in for some of the Chiefs.
Because that makes running that clock off a little bit better for Riverside, because now they'll reset the play clock.
So it's a first down play for the Vikings, trying to run this timeout. The Riverside defense is doing a nice job here in the second half, shutting out Lakeland. It helped that they put a long drive together right when they got the ball. And that's what the doctor ordered for Harry Armstrong's team.
Which it's just so counterintuitive. If you said Harry Armstrong putting a brake on instead of the gas pedal, people like, no, that's not very smart move on his part.
Yeah.
Yes.
12-play drive, 70-some yards.
6.5 minutes off the clock. I mean,
put the game away.
Again, a shout out to all the physical trainers that all the schools have, making sure that the kids are healthy, make sure that they're safe. Always doing a great job. And again, they work so well with most of the coaches. They say, look, so-and-so can't go in, don't put them in, and, sometimes to your chagrin as a coach, you need that kid in there, but, you have to heed on the side of caution and make sure the player safety is at number one.
So Green Bay leading at the half over the Eagles, folks. So when you're done watching us, because you know you stayed, you can turn the Eagles back on. So the Chiefs player is still down, and we are just about one of the only games remaining that is not a final, and I'm sorry to the crew.
Well, speaking of our crew, I mean, Steve Phillips does a wonderful job in there. Bill, Tyler, Coy. I mean, we got such a great crew. And the highlight that was on the national highlights, I mean, that was our camera crews capturing that. And it was very exciting to watch Wilkes-Barre and East Stroudsburg last week. East Stroudsburg right before the half. I mean, razzle-dazzle. You didn't think they were going to do that, and comes up with that great play, and we made the national highlight.
Well, I think we got a couple plays here tonight that we're going to submit for the national highlights. That Kostoff run was pretty good, to name one. And that hit, even at the end there by Loomis, that was a nice hit.
That was a great hit.
So let's see now. Borowski, they're going to just hand it off to Burnett, and he's shifty in there, still on his feet, and up for about 8 yards near the 45-yard line.
What I like seeing Borowski do, though, as a quarterback, after he handed it off, he still continued his fake. Watch, folks. He hands off, and he still throws a fake. That's what you try to tell your quarterbacks to do. A lot of quarterbacks, after they hand the ball off, just stand there. He continued. That's good. That's going to keep defensive secondaries on their toes.
One game is still going on. Danville leads Montoursville 44-20. That's late in the fourth quarter. So our top team, the Ironmen of Danville, will remain undefeated. Borowski off the sidelines. Flag comes in. Down the sidelines for the junior. I think this might be coming back. 2 flags on the far side, and it is going to go against the Viking. Jim Miller with the quick call as the white hat.
And again, when you get your chance to get in there, you want to shine. And that's what Borowski just did. Cooper Borowski, 5'10", 175-pound junior, wants to show Coach Armstrong, hey, I can handle this offense and I can do things.
Well, don't count out this team from Riverside next year. Borowski will be the quarterback. You have Jackson's a junior. Branch is a junior. Pagnetti up on front is going to be a junior. Or he's a sophomore now, junior center. So
yeah,
they're young, not as young as Lakeland, but they'll be pretty good next year as well.
And these two teams right now, with the rivalry they've had and they're building now, something's got to give. And next year will be, I don't even want to talk about next year because these two teams may be facing each other right down the road.
Well, that's
the
the hope if you're a fan of each.
So this will probably be the last play of the ball game.
Barnett showing some speed, gets the corner. Maybe they're going to stop the clock momentarily to move it. He's still on his feet. He's back to the far side. He's going the long way, and he finally just falls down at the 45-yard line of Lakeland. They'll move the chains, start the clock, and that should just about do it here. Harry Armstrong pick up his 80th victory in his 12th season with the Riverside team. And the Vikings, ranked number 5 in our FNR countdown, top 10, they will go to 3-0 on the season. And that will do it. So military appreciation night and first responder night. The Chiefs are unable to pull out the win, but it was a super night here. A great night for both teams and a great to honor those that we need to have.
To allow us to do what we do, Bob.
Absolutely.
To play a game. I mean, to live the way we do, all the people that have given their lives and all the first responders out there that help everyone at a moment's notice. I mean, any time of the day. So God bless them all.
Yeah, thank you to them. So Alicia Hercules will get our players of the game, and it will be Chase Stadonio.
Yes.
A couple touchdowns on the ground, one in the air, and Richie Kostoff had played great defense and also had that touchdown on a screen pass, a long touchdown there. They'll be our players of the game. Alicia will hand over the plaque to them, and they can celebrate a Friday Night Rivals victory here at Chapman Lake, the second in a row for them here at Lakeland. And Alicia, I believe, has our players of the game with Chase and Richie, and let's go down to her right now.
All right, Bob, I'm here with the Friday Night Rivals players of the games. Now tell me a little bit about kind of holding that lead. I know Lakeland did start to make a comeback a little bit, but you guys held them off. Tell me, how did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think more than what the scoreboard shows at the end here, I think what shows the most about our team is what we did coming out of halftime. I think it was a 5-6 minute play drive, and, we really came out and stuck it to them, kind of put their hopes down after all that momentum in the first half.
Right, and tell me, what did you learn from this game today that's going to help you guys kind of propel your game in the season, during the season?
We can't take our foot off the gas. We had a great start. Then we let up a little bit. They made a couple great plays, a couple big plays, got us in a one-score game, and then we got in halftime, got ourselves together, and came out and did what we did. It was just very resilient.
Thanks, guys. Good luck during the rest of the season. Thank you. Back to you, Bob and Jan.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank
you
you.
can catch her on the Fox 56 News First at 10. Great job filling in here tonight. Jan, we're going to wrap things up quickly. Our crew's got to get the truck down to Kings.
Yes.
We're going to get back to it. Next week, we'll be right down the road. You don't have to sleep here. You can bring the Corvette down there. Abington's at Valley View, 7 o'clock kickoff. And don't forget, tomorrow right here on MyTV, college football, the 28th Annual Mayor's Cup. Wilkes-barre takes on Kings. Jan and I and the crew will be back live at 6 o'clock. Big victory here for Riverside. They moved to 3-0. Lakeland's back to the drawing.
Watching North American Warhorse Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships on MyTV WQMY.